We in here. Come on. Let me do this right quick. All right. Let me do this. Hold on. Come on in here, man. Blessings to everybody. Blessings to everybody. Good morning. Some good afternoon. You know what I mean? Let's get up in here, man. Let's fellowship one time, man. Hold on, let me set this up. Can you hear me? How do I sound? How's my audio? Hold on. There we go. There we go. My audio cool? All right, good. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Blessings to everybody, man. Oh, it's so good, man, to see y'all another day, another opportunity, man, to enjoy this game. Give me a second in a minute. I'm getting ready to add freeze. I just didn't put it in there. You know how I set it up later on with the thumbnail and the title and all of that. But you know what I mean? Y'all, my family so much, man, that, you know, a lot of times I don't need no thumbnail. I don't need no title, man. You know what I mean? My people just show up. Not being arrogant, man, but I could just put a period there, a P. You know what I mean? I could just put the letter P there, man, and my people just gonna show up. You know what I mean? Regardless. You know? And what I'm gonna do is, because I had to preside over some consultations, I had to get caught up, you know what I mean? And plus, there's been a glitch in the system. A lot of times when people make consultations with me, I can see through the Gmail that it was a consultation made, but the number has not been showing up. So a lot of times I got to hurry up and get in contact with the people who made consultations with me. So I had to catch up on that. But now that I'm getting back up to speed, we're going to get this early morning game back cracking. You know what I mean? At that 10 o'clock EST time. So whether a notification go out or not, you know what I mean? I'm just going to, you know, I'm going to do more walking than talking. I'm going to put out, you know, start just going live at 10 o'clock EST time in the morning, bringing back that early morning game. So whether you get a notification or not, you would just know when, you know what I mean, to join in. Let me see. What did I do consultations for? You know, when people make consultations with me, majority of the time it is about this game. I'm not gonna lie to you about that, darling. You know, they want to ask me questions about the lifestyle, but then you have, you know, some people, man, that, you know, just want to ask me questions concerning spirituality. Then some people, man, be just wanting to vent about their relationship. I've been presiding over a marriage couple in regarding consultation. You know what I mean? Almost, I want to say 4 years now. You know, or maybe I'm doing too much, maybe just 3. But, you know, man, I've talked to people from all different walks of life. You know, so it ain't got to be regarding, you know, my lifestyle. But, you know, sometimes, you know, some people just be using me really to just vent to, because they know that, you know, the information that they convey to me, it ain't going nowhere else, you know. So it's different reasons. You know, everybody don't talk to me about pimping and hoeing. You know, some people don't have a desire to be in the lifestyle or know anything about it. You know what I mean? It was something that I might have said pertaining to a subject, and they wanted more clarity on it, or they just wanted to converse with me, you know what I mean, on that, you know. But yeah, I done talked to gigolos, players, max, you know what I mean, regular squares, 9 to 5ers, you know. It varies, you know. But blessings to everybody. Good game always make the day better. You know that. Do you feel conflicted about your faith in the game you run? Not at all, because I've made it known that, you know, I am sinful to P. And so because I'm sinful to P, I'm not righteous to P. I'm not saved to P. I'm not angel to P. I'm sinful to P. So the people know that I'm a backslider. They know that I'm currently and hopefully temporarily, you know what I mean, out of the will of God. You know, which a lot of times I try to bring on other ministers from other congregations to, you know, minister the word of God, you know, during this time, you know, because I am not saved. But at the same time, because I am your brother and I love you, I'm going to tell you what's best for your soul. Even if I'm in a quicksand, I'm going to tell you not to come in here with me. That's somebody that truly love you. When somebody really love you, they're going to tell you, what's best for your soul. And so regardless of, my lifestyle, if I can say something that's meaningful and beneficial to help you be official in life or whatever lifestyle that you're living, that's what I'm going to give to you. So no, I don't feel in any hypocrisy because I never lied to the people. The people know that I'm a pimp. They know I'm pimping. And they know that, I'm not living a lifestyle that represents salvation. They know that my representation is of the lifestyle of pimping and hoeing. So there's no misunderstandings because I done gave an outstanding understanding about what I'm about and what I do a long time ago, Congratulations on the 90,000 subs, man. Chi-Town, blessings to you. Oh, man, Impulse Travels Adventures, brother. Appreciate that. Say, I just left out that Bahamas. Yeah, international with it, man. Yeah, glory to the game. Blessings to you, man. Hey, you got one up on me. I still ain't been to the Bahamas. Yeah, you got one up on me, nigga. I ain't never been to the motherfucking Bahamas. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Yeah, blessings to you, man. Hope you done enjoyed yourself, man. Seriously. You know what I mean? I hope you get everything that you wanted to get. You got me hearing that too short. You should be getting it all in my head. That sounds so much fun. You know what I mean? Yeah, that Bahamas, man. Blessings to you. Hold on, let me see. Discerning one. Blessings to the family, chat, and this game. Blessings to you, beloved. Blessings to you, man. May the blessings and mercies of the Most High follow you all the days of your life. Let's see. I didn't want to miss anybody. Let me make sure I ain't miss nobody's contribution. In a minute, I'm about to call freeze. And you guys will have the opportunity and liberty to ask whatever you desire pertaining to the game. First of all, let me say shout out to all the ladies. I totally appreciate you being here because you could be anywhere else. But God woke you up another day with the activity of your limbs. You're not here by mistake. You're here because God ordained it. And I'm so glad that he did. Blessings to all the beautiful women that are here. And I know y'all getting tired of me saying it, but I'm a fan of the thighs. So yeah, shout out to the ladies, with them beautiful thighs. I can't say your thighs is out because this ain't the summertime no more. But shout out to you. Hold on. Denise, hey, baby. What's going on? Oh, my player partner then came up in here, man. Marshall then came up in here with that $50, man. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just some more. It's just some more and some more. Hey, as a matter of fact, it would be a blessing, man. I know you be busy and things like that, bro. But I told you, I don't know when you gonna stop doing the people wrong. I told you, man, we wanted 1,200 seconds, of just a visual of you just doing your thing. Whether you freestyling or singing old R&B songs or original songs that you have written and produced. And just let the ladies, man, just hear you, just, to get to it. Yeah, they need to know, man, a lot of them songs that y'all be hearing from TKO Capone, yeah, that's Marshall singing the hook song. Yeah, that's him, man. That's his vocals. The man cold with it, man. So yeah, we looking forward to that. California girl, we love seeing. No, baby, we love you. Yeah, baby, we love you. You tripping. We love you, baby. Yeah, we love you. Hey, as a matter of fact, we will be live again at 5 o'clock. Let that be known now. 5 hours from now. Yeah, I'm back on my shit. I had to take care of business. Yeah, the pimping don't stop. I done knocked a new Boston baked bean head ass bitch. So, you know what I mean? I had to sit up there, you understand me? And yeah, show her the itinerary and get her used to the program and everything like that. But let me say this to you. You know what I mean? The pimping don't stop. I don't know how you niggas ain't knocking. You know, you got to be lazy. Yeah, y'all lazy, man. Y'all lazy. Got to be lazy. You know, because ain't nowhere in the world, man. You in your 20s and y'all be going months, man, without hoes, and oh no, oh we don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that. Divine, what's happening, man? Trinity, baby, I like that. Let me look at this new profile picture you got. Them titties is gang banging. Yeah, them titties is not gang members, baby. Them not state titties. Them federal titties right there. Yeah, they gang banging all throughout that picture, baby. You know what I'm saying? My vision really ain't even all of that. But you know what I mean? A motherfucker could see that shit with Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder. Them titties is gang banging like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? But blessings to you, baby. No, hold on. Yeah, months without hoes, we can't do that. Just as a man, like just picture yourself, you know, you in a lifestyle of pimping and hoeing, and you going months, you know what I mean, without a charging, without a breaking, without getting a broad out of pocket, you know, without an interview. Something is wrong. Something is wrong, man. We don't do that. Don't be listening to these guys talking about, man, what's the name went 8 years without a hoe? That don't sound like no pimp. Yeah, we don't be going months, you know, a year and years, man, without, you know, a chargings or, you know, breakings, getting a broad out of pocket or, you know, an interview, you know, fly by nights, you know, something. You're not going to tell me that you went months, you know, a year without a fly by night, without, you know what I mean? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Do me a favor, get my likes up to 300. We all let me see. Yeah, we almost at 600 people up in here, but we only got 266 likes, man. Let's make them likes, you know, look like the viewers. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, getting back to this game, you know what I mean, that we never left. There was some questions that was asked in my DM. I can't answer all of them. I'm going to answer some of the questions that was in my DM first. And then after that, I'm going to open up the phone lines. But, of course, I'm about to call Freeze right quick. Want to bring my brother. Hold on. Adam, what's happening? How you been, man? Shout out to Adam. Shout out to Brown Hornet, my guy. Shout out to Travis. Shout out to Clifton. Hold on. Hey, Miss K. Hey, Gianna. Hey, I said already the California girl. I already spoke to her. Frenchie, what's going on, baby? Punchy, I already spoke to Punchy. All right, cool. We cool. Conscious energy, man. Blessings to you. All right, let me call this old ass nigga right quick. This old pimping ass nigga, man, out of Long Beach. With the strong speech, you know. Let me call my brother. Hold on. Let me call an OG. Hold on. Let me call one of my favorite OGs that's in their 70s. Let me stop. He's not in his 70s. Oh my God. You bitches take everything for granted. Oh my God, I didn't know Freeze was 70 years old. He looks good for 70 years old. They really be running with it. Oh my God, I didn't know Freeze was 70. Sin, he looks. What is his regimen? What is his skin program? Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, bro, I told him, I said, man, you know the man, Pete's 70 years old. I said, let me clear that up before they run around, you know what I mean, with that, like, oh my God, Freeze looks so good for 70. Who would have known? But before I even answer any questions, man, you know what I mean, go ahead and introduce yourself and motherfucking, you know what I mean, get them, you know, all the information pertaining to all your platforms, bro, so they can reach you now.
Yeah, man, as y'all know, man, Freeze is it. Man, YouTube channel is Freeze is it. It is spelled with a Z. And, you know, I got the fitness platform going now, game-related fitness. So if you go on YouTube and you search game-related fitness, you're going to find me there. I got the music going. You know, the latest song is the Kenny Red Show. Rest in peace to Kenny Red. So y'all go on any music platform, you're going to find that. Got the music video on YouTube for the Kenny Red Show. So now, you know, Freeze finally got some visual to the music. Mm-hmm. And, Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at, really, you can just type in Freeze is it. And both of my Instagram pages will pop up. I got 2 different Instagram pages, but if you search Freeze is it, they'll both show up. And they both me. Because people probably get confused.
Hello?
When are you going live?
I'm live right now, one.
Oh, can I talk?
You know I'm talking about this pimping in this horn right now. let me finish this, baby. I'm gonna call you right back.
I want to speak on the yay thing because these people are about to fuck this up.
Okay, cool. We'll set something up later.
Okay, bye.
All right. Y'all should have known by that voice that's Sharon Wimbush. You know what I mean? I said, you know I'm talking about this pimping in this horn. You know, but shout out to Sharon, man. Shout out to Sharon. But go ahead, bro. Matter of fact, did you tell him about the fitness channel?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Game-related fitness. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can we do that, man? We got 615 people in here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, somebody go get the link to Freeze Fitness channel and put that in the comment section, man. Let's hurry up and get bro to 1,000 subscribers. As you know, that's what's needed for him to go live on that channel, so we can get that channel cracking. How many subscribers that you got now?
It's a little over 600 right now.
Okay, so yeah,
we just need 400 more.
Okay, so
yeah, a little less than 400 more to
yeah, so we probably need about a good 380, 90 something or something like that. Hey,
right.
Everybody, click on the subscribe and the bell button on Free's new channel. Maz, put the link to Free's new fitness channel in the comment section. You know what I mean? We only been live 16 minutes, man. We got over 600 people up in here, man. Y'all sit up there, man. You know what I mean? Put that in there right now. Yeah, go to that. Click on that link and click on the subscribe and the bell button. I want everybody, man, to be in shape. Plus, he over there working out with Big Booty Liz. Yeah. And y'all make sure to see a name to that. So when Freeze go live in the future with Liz, be like, Sinful named you Big Booty Liz. He said that Big Booty Liz, you should be back with Freeze. Y'all should sit up there and bring it back one more time. Tell her that Freeze, Sinful Miss, you know what I mean, her doing what she's supposed to do, you understand me, for Freeze. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, bring that shit back. You know what I mean? So yeah, everybody want to see Freeze working out with Big Booty Liz. Yeah, man, blessings to everybody. Okay, of course they didn't got the links out there, and yeah, we chopping it up now. Okay, but without any further ado, yeah, let's get to this, because I don't want to waste too much time. Because when it's time to open up them phone lines for you guys, I know y'all ain't gonna waste no time. But you know, the first question, man, from my boy CP, you know what I mean, one of the little young up and coming, man. You know what I mean? You know, a little youngster, man, that I like on. This little young nigga stay fly. He say, right. P, what's some of the pimps, you know what I mean, that influence you, you know, in the game? Like, who do you admire? Off top, y'all already know. Well, you should have already known if you've been watching my videos, you know what I mean, for years. You should know the first name that's going to come out of my mouth, you know what I mean, is Gorgeous Dre. Andre Taylor. You should already know that. You know what I mean? I just say this, you know what I mean, because I don't want to take up too much time, because eternity really not enough time, you know what I mean, to speak on how Dre been a blessing you know what I mean, to me in my game. What I will say is not just with the words, but what separate him from a lot of people in the game, not only has he led by his words, but he's led with his life. You know, his life is a testimony of not only what a P should be, but what a man should be. Like, he's somebody that everybody could learn from, not just the pimping, not the macking, not just the players, the husbands. You know, whether you work a 9 to 5, like he's in his existence, he's went through so much, and he's wore so many hats and different lifestyles. You know what I mean? Like, man, the man is a walking movie. But it's so much that, you know what I mean, he's taught, you know, throughout the years. And, you know, of course, you know, before we can get to all the stuff pertaining to the game, you know, the biggest thing is about manhood. You know, being a man, the importance of being a man. And of course, I knew some things already, you know, before I even came into contact with Dre. I had already had an understanding. But just like God used Priscilla and Aquila to educate Apollos, they gave him a more excellent understanding concerning the word. That's pretty much how you can say how the game had used Dre as a vessel to give me a more outstanding understanding concerning what manhood, you know what I mean, in this game really was all about. Because in certain capacities, I was still in error. You know what I mean? I was still in ignorance. But it was through him, you know, and some of his teachings that, you know, brought a lot of enlightenment in capacities that I was ignorant in. And once that knowledge came, you know what I mean, I was able to not only produce, you know what I mean, more pimping and stuff, but as a man produce more maturity. I was able to evolve better as a man because of the knowledge, and not just the knowledge, but him exemplifying that in his behavior. So I'm very appreciative for God and this game blessing me to come in contact not only as with the man, but the teachings, you know what I mean, of the honorable, incomparable Mel Taylor through the vessel Andre Taylor, his son. But, you know, y'all know, man, that's a whole nother video. We'll be here 5 hours listening to me, you know, speak about Dre. But if we're going to speak on, you know, from the very, very beginning, I would have to say T-Mac. I can't leave T-Mac out. You know what I mean? T-Mac out of Milwaukee, man, you know, because when I came in the game, you know, there's a lot of things that, you know, Sin was ignorant of. I told you guys, man, that, you know, I was doing a whole bunch of green shit. You know, Sin was, you know, would do anything to get bitches out of pocket. You know, I'd be telling jokes. I would sing. I would, you know, just basically just say a lot of things, man, to get a broad out of pocket. Next thing you know, we sitting down and we chopping it up for an hour or two. And T-Mac like, hey, man, you was talking to that broad, man, for, you know, quite some time. You know what I mean? I know you broke on her. And come to find out, no, I did not break on her. We sitting up there laughing and smiling and all of this shit for, you know what I mean, all of this time. And I ain't got one dime. It took the game using T-Mac to rebuke me, reprove me, man, for all that dumbass shit. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, man, you laughing and smiling and making jokes and all of this shit, man, and you didn't break a bitch? So, I'm, man, definitely got to be appreciative for T-Mac, you know what I mean? Because, you know, it was because of T-Mac, man. He was like, man, nigga, you better break a bitch. All this laughing and smiling and giggling and all of this shit, you know what I mean? And the bitch, she talking to you all of that time. And then after you sitting over there laughing and kikiing and ha-ha and all that shit with the bitch, she sat up there and took that trap right back to her man. Now here you is listening to all her problems. Used to she, oh, he don't do this. He don't do this for me. He don't treat me like this. And I didn't get to do this. And we don't never get to go nowhere. Woo! And you listening to all of these problems that these bitches telling you. And that bitch didn't give you a goddamn dime. I said, now don't, T said, now how foolish is that? You listen to all the bitch problems, but then she sit up there and take the very same trap to the man that she was crying to you about. Don't that sound stupid? So it was after that, man. You know, after that conversation right there, man, it was on and cracking. You know what I mean? There wasn't no more of that, you know, getting bitches out of pocket and laughing and kikiing and ha-haing, all this Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels tag team back again as, you know what I mean, shit. Fuck that. Any bitch that look at me too long, you know what I mean, staring, talking, any type of out of pocketness, broke on. You know, and that's just how I moved after that. And I appreciate it. And there's so many other things I can say that how the game used, you know what I mean, T-Mac. You know what I mean? And not only just T-Mac, another person that I admired was Success. I admire Success, man. Yeah, I got to keep it real. When I first came in the game, Success was one of them individuals that the game was using to show young P's that, yeah, it's possible to have this. It's possible to have that. You know what I mean? It was Success that was rolling up in that double R. It was Success that was pushing that, getting out that Rolls Royce, man, you know, clean as hell. You know, so I have to definitely acknowledge, you know what I mean, Success, because he was one of the vessels that the game had used to make, you know what I mean, the young pimpin' be like, damn, you know what I mean? That's how I want to do it. That's how you want, yeah, I got some pimping to do. So I got to give, you know, Success, you know, his acknowledgement. Of course, you know what I mean, I can't leave him out, even though to me he's more on the Mac side, you know, but we just gonna deal, you know, with some Macs and and I'll just say this, certain people that's in the game, you know, that you admire, they might do some things that's, you know, contrary, but at the same particular time, you cannot deny that you got some knowledge from this person. They help kind of polish you up. And I have to say, I have to keep that real. Two guys that come to mind when it comes to the Macking, you know what I mean, of course, by Mac Man. Mac Man. Like, I could do a whole 10-hour video straight, you know what I mean, about Mac Man. With no pauses, no hesitation. Mac Man. Mac Man was doing magic. Mac Man was, in the beginning of in his early days, you know, robbing banks. You know, Mac Man was, of course, you know, he was just always all world. He was always all world. Seeing what you mean, he was always all world. Meaning that when Mac Man was in the days of his youth, even when he had the baddest, you know what I mean, white bitches hoeing for him, Mac Man was still robbing banks. Mac Man was still getting involved in anything that'll evolve into some goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? Mac Man was all about the paper. It wasn't so much about, you know, he wasn't just so caught up about pimping and hoeing. He trying to get rich, and in his mind, I'll never forget, and Freeze can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll never forget, he made a statement one night, and of course, I don't agree with that, but he said, man, it's about getting rich, man. You know, you can't get rich, you know, fucking with no flatbacker. You can't get rich, you know what I mean, off the track. You know, you got to get into, you know, you got to have more game. You got to have some more game, you know what I mean, coming with you. You got to be in other lanes. Now, of course, I disagree with that. But at the same particular time, I'm just showing you the mind frame, you know what I mean, of Mac Man. You know, and one thing I will tell you about Mac Man, as far as like you niggas going months or a year without having a hoe, man, Mac Man don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? Like when Mac Man was on his campaign, when he was endeavoring to, knock, he's going to knock. That's what he's going to do. Because every time you look up, that nigga was at a bitch. When you would see other, pimps and Macs, chopping it up with each other at the bar and all of that, Mac Man would be at a bitch. So he wouldn't really be, becoming a jug master because he was too busy, giving an all you can hear in a motherfucking eardrum of a bitch. He was always at a bitch. I can't lie on the man. Certain things that nigga done did, of course, I disagree with. We'll get into all that later. But as far as work ethic, I had never seen nobody with this type of work ethic. And this was an older nigga that had more energy and work ethic than the young peas. And I just didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, you would literally see this man, up top of the morning, getting it hoes, evening time, getting it hoes, nighttime, he's still down. The next top of the morning, he's still down. As an older man, he would be down. So that's where I get that from with Mac Man. Mac Man was the one that say, hey man, if a motherfucker got this pimping coming out of his mouth, ain't nowhere in the world you going 30 days without no hoe. If you go 30 days, this is what Mac Man used to say, and it stuck with me. He was like, if you go 30 days and you ain't had a fly by night, you ain't had a charger, you ain't had a break-in, a bitch ain't got out of pocket with you, you ain't had no interview, you ain't had nothing within 30 days, you need to check what the fuck you saying. You need to, what's coming out your mouth when you be campaigning? And not just what's coming out your mouth, how are you releasing that? What are you saying? How are you saying the shit? You know what I mean? But yeah, you need to come up with some new punchlines or something. He said you need to come up with a new campaign or something. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the way you dress. Maybe your appearance is the interference. You know what I mean? I don't know. But he said a pimp should not be going 30 days, without a knocking, without a charge and a break and a fly by night, an interview, something. So, it was because of that mentality, that being said to me very early in the game, a nigga was always at a bitch. Even when you get deep, you were supposed to always be at a bitch. You can have a large following like King Solomon. Some people be like, one is too close to none. Hey man, when you really know this game for real, hey, you could be 15 and 20 deep, but you still moving, like you ain't got no hoes. Why? Because this shit, it's like the stock market. It's up and down. You don't know if tomorrow gonna be looking like today. So you always in a pimp's place, which is in a hoe's face. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the game really using him, a Mac, somebody that, was all world, to give me a few things that I still use to this day. Man, like I said, I can go on and on about influences. As y'all know, my brother, that's a whole nother, as y'all know, nice. And I can't even leave that out, even with good, but mostly really nice, of course, was used also as a vessel, to compel me, not only be in the game, but you got to remember when I got in the game, Nice had 6 years on me. So, of course, at that time, he was more experienced. He had traveled. He had been cross country. Goody was not really known cross country. He was really just known for doing his thing in New Orleans. The time that he went to Vegas, that was like his first time even trying to go somewhere. But it was Nice that was going to California. It was Nice that was in, D.C. Nice had been in New York. Nice had been in Miami. Nice was moving around. So, that too. But yeah, like I said, man, I'll be all day answering this one damn question. Plus, I got to share it, with my brother Freeze. Who are some of the people that you admired in the game, and some of the people, that had some influences, on you?
My bad, Shane. Hold on just a second.
Go ahead.
I'm handling something real quick. My bad.
But yeah, while he handling that, you know what I mean, right back to it. Another person that I can say, you know what I mean, is Joe Cato. I'm talking about, man, anytime that Mac Man or T Mac would tell me a story, man, about Joe Cato, man, I get fired the fuck up. Still to this day, like if you a real pimp and you love this game for real, when a pimp start telling you stories about Joe Cato and that don't fire you up, that don't compel you to sit up there, you understand me, and get fired up about this pimping, something is wrong. Because them Joe Cato stories, you know what I mean, light your fire every motherfucking time, man. You know what I mean? Stories like, you know, a man, a black man doing some beautiful pimping to the point where he's living in a mansion home. And then across the street from his mansion home is another mansion home where his hoes is living in. You know, just the thought of that. You know, Joe Cato sitting over there, you understand me, at one time having 3 double R's, 3 Rolls Royces, you know, all at one time. You know, having jewelry out the ass, limousine riding, eating the best. You know what I mean? Wearing, you know what I mean, the best. You know, giving money to famous Amos, you know what I mean, to start his cookie company. Yeah, you know, that company got started because Joe Cato was a blessing, you know what I mean, to famous Amos. You know, stuff like that, man. You know, that'll get you fired up. If that don't get you fired up, man, I don't know. You know, like, as far as, like, the coldest pimp stories in the game, I done heard some cold, magnificent, in the sky ass, heaven sent, you know, pimp stories. But as far as, like, the coldest pimp stories, the one that really got the coldest, you know, life in the game from that time, by far, Joe Cato. Joe Cato was a motherfucker. And that's why I told y'all, I said, listen, fuck all of that shit that happened between me and Bud, or even if Shante say some funny style shit. You know, Shante is the best friend of Bud. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be like that. You know, I told y'all about that situation. But I told y'all to appreciate Shante Parker, you know, why he's here. You know what I mean? So whenever Shante go live and he popping some game, and especially, you know, when he do his call in, hey man, you better sit up there and try to get that jewelry that coming out that man's mouth. Ask that man about them sunset days. Ask that man, you know what I mean, about them round table days when pimps was sitting at the round table. You know what I mean? Anything that was contrary to that which was right, you know, pimping dealt with it at the round table, man. He know about that. And not only does he know about that, but let's just keep it real, man. As far as like the top of the top, giants of giants, Shante Parker name is up there. He's right in there with them. You know, when you bringing up names like Joe Cato and shit like that, yes, you have to bring up names like Shante Parker, you know what I mean, as well. And so that's why I just want to throw that out there, you know what I mean? When I haven't seen Shante pop it in a little minute. But what I will say is, you know, because some of y'all was like, hey, one guy, he came to me, he said, Sin, man, I called some of your guys at your channel, man, and they was watching Shante. Nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Hey, man, what the fuck? Hey, man, I thought they was men, man. I thought we supposed to let the hoes do the choosing. Goddamn. Shit, they can't, listen, man, like I said, let them hoes put on them choosing shoes. Just because I have a misunderstanding or a discrepancy with somebody, that don't mean for you to have a misunderstanding or a discrepancy with somebody or dislike them because I dislike them. As a man, you might not agree with what I disagree with. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it just is what it is on that. But yeah, I just had to, okay, you ready, bro? Or
Yeah.
Okay, let me step back.
Yeah, so as far as my early inspirations and influences in the game, man, of course, I definitely got to mention T-Mac first and foremost, man. T-Mac was just, he was a very fly individual, man. Always stayed well groomed, stayed suited and booted. You know what I mean? Cologne smelling good, kept his hair right. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I picked up from him is just, being high maintenance. You know what I mean? Staying manicured up. You know what I mean? Just doing fly shit. And then also another one crucial lesson I learned from T-Mac, man, is to be responsible with your words and mean what you say. Because one time he had corrected me about something because I can't remember the specific situation, but we was talking about, a man allowing a woman to physically get the best of him. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I wish a bitch would try to do whoop-de-whoop with me. And T-Mac ass was like, nigga, what you mean you wish you would? And he was like, don't you know there's some bitches out there, man, that'll do this and do that to you and no martial arts and do whoop-de-whoop. And he was like, you gonna fuck around and wish a bitch would and you gonna get your wish. So what I learned from that, you know what I mean? Like, don't say shit just because it sounds good. Because to say I wish a bitch would, it really don't make no sense to talk like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish the bitch would try to, do X, Y, Z to me. It don't make no sense to talk like that. So I learned from T-Mac, man, to just, be responsible with your words, and say what you mean and mean what you say, and don't just say shit just because it sounds good.
Yeah.
And from there I became, because it's a lot of cliches in the game, or just in life period, that don't make no sense. People be saying shit because it sounds good. So when I learned that from T-Mac, I just scrutinized everything that I said, and not just what I said, but what other people said too. A motherfucker from that point couldn't just tell me anything just because it sounds good. I'm thinking about how much sense it make at the same time. So yeah, definitely T-Mac, Mac Man too. You know what I mean? What I learned from Mac Man is work ethic like a motherfucker. That's one thing Mac Man gonna do. He gonna work his ass off. And I remember he used to say that, you got to work on your pimping every day, man. And he would just do different things to sharpen himself up mentally. You know what I mean? Different little, mental exercises and shit like that. So yeah, I learned that from Mac Man, and then also, you know what I mean? I learned from Mac Man, that even though somebody might be fucking with you, you always got to be on your toes. You know what I mean? Because Mac Man is one of them people, like Sinful like to say, one of them people that'll steal something from you and then help you look for the shit that he stole from you. You know what I mean? That's Mac Man. That's Mac Man. He gonna do that for sure. But at the same time, if he fucking with you, if y'all riding together, he ain't gonna let you starve. He ain't gonna let you be hungry. You know what I mean? If he got something, he gonna look out for you and make sure you straight and things like that. If a pimp needs somewhere to lay his head, he gonna provide that, all that type of shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, not to be trusted, especially with no hoe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because Mac Man, he's a firm believer in, it ain't no friendship in the pimp game.
None.
So his mindset is, even though you my partner and we might be tight, we might be cool in the game, just like I expect you to be at my bitch, I'm gonna be at yours. He's one of them people that he gonna fuck with you and the bitch at the same time. Which me, I learned that actually another person, Baby Mike. I'm gonna fuck with you, or I'm gonna fuck with the bitch, but I ain't gonna try to fuck with both of y'all at the same time. You know what I mean? But Mac Man is the opposite, But
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely them. Another inspiration in the game that is similar to Success, who Simple mentioned, which was also an inspiration to me, was Jap. You know, Jap was another one of those individuals that early in the game showed you, greater possibilities than the average motherfucker in the game. You know, Jap was doing major things, big things in the game. You know what I mean? Always coming through shining like a motherfucker, looking like a movie star, looking like a, just looking like he was just a spectacle. You know what I mean? When Jap pulled up on the scene, he had a presence about himself that commanded everybody's attention in the room. So, yeah, Jap was definitely an early inspiration. Another one, man, who is not very well known to the youth, but is very well known amongst the elders in the game. But a cat by the name of Golden Avery,
For sure.
out of that Dallas, Texas, man. Like, as far as seriousness about the pimping, I can't really think of nobody, man, who was more serious about their game than Avery was, man. Like, Avery was a motherfucker, man. He
The
was just
serious
a serious
pimp. Yeah.
Yeah, like he not playing no games with nobody, and he's just, when it comes to like applying game to everything that you do, applying knowledge, and charisma to everything that you do, that's Golden Avery.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about everything that he do, he's implementing some game in it. You know what I mean? He's real intentional about the game. And another person who, did amazing things in the game, had a lot of money, and Avery he wasn't really usually the type of pimp that was deep. He probably would usually be like, 2 to 3 deep, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Never had like a real big stable, but, was a motherfucker with the, like, if he only got 2 hoes, them 2 bitches is gonna be so vicious, they gonna hoe like 5 hoes a piece. So it's like, even though he got 20 toes, them bitches is hoeing like they 100 toes. You know what I mean? Like, the traps that they bring in is gonna be like 5 hoes. You know what I mean? Each. So, the bitches that he did amazing things with. You know what I mean? Checked a whole bunch of money with them bitches. And just had a tight program. So yeah, definitely Avery. Let's see who else, man. It's so many motherfuckers, man.
Hold on. Let me say this. Another thing I like about Avery was, bro, he kept it 100. As far as like, see, let me just, cause see, bro, he stayed with the seriousness of the pimping. But let me tell you why Sin, just loved the seriousness of Avery, because I needed that at that motherfucking time. Seeing what you mean at that. See, it was 1 top of the morning, you know what I mean? And he was lacing the young pimping up. And see, one thing about Avery, he was serious, almost like a Nation of Islam minister, man, about the Quran. The same way you see how the brothers are serious, you know what I mean, about Minister Farrakhan. Man, that same love and admiration, that's like, apply that, I mean, and times that by 10, you know what I mean? That's how Avery felt about this pimping, man. And I don't know how we got on the subject, but Avery was just on one. He's like, yeah, man, and a pimp ain't got no goddamn business, taking his tongue, you know what I mean, and eating pussy, you know what I mean, and tasting the hoe or tasting some pussy, man. A pimp is a motherfucker. This is the most honorable motherfucker on earth. He's like, man, this is the same tongue that you taking and you instructing the bitch with, and you gonna sit up there and lick and lap, you know what I mean, all on this bride's pussy, man? That's disrespectful. He was like, for you to even go down. Listen to what he said. Look at the way that sound. Go down. See, you're going down. Man, listen. Avery was so serious, man. You know what I mean? Teaching
like, that's like bowing down to
that's
the bitch.
bowing down to the bitch. He said, eating pussy, that's bowing down to the bitch. That ain't pimping. Oh my God. But another thing I liked about Avery, he kept it 100. He said, now, when there was a, go ahead, bro, you tell it.
Nah, I didn't know where you going. You want me to?
Go ahead.
Nah, see, this is a prime example of a motherfucker being so serious about their game that they can set aside their desires for what's important. You know what I mean? Like he just allowed the spirit of the game to consume him to a point where, you know, he knew his fleshly desires and he knew how to avoid certain things so that he don't fall victim and get overwhelmed by those fleshly desires. Like, he let it be known that, you know, he like, yeah, man, you know, I can't have no light-skinned bitch, man, because, you know, that's my weakness, man. You know, if I got a light-skinned bitch, man, you know, she gonna get the dog shit fucked out of her all the time, man. And, you know, I got the pimp, so, man, yeah, I can't have no light-skinned bitch.
Hey, had a thing for the light-skinned. Huh?
When you campaign with him, he is not talking to no light-skinned bitches, man. He'll let you know if he see one, he like, yeah, see, I can't have her, man.
Right.
Yeah.
He kept it so 100, man. You just don't have like the older P's and a lot, especially on the internet. They made the shit kind of like church, you know, where people, I don't want to say holier than thou, but I just say more pimpish than thou. You know, you have a lot of P's that carry themselves, you know, more pimpish than thou. What they do is they create this image that's flawless. They ain't never did this. They ain't never chipped before. They ain't never did nothing green before. Like, they just came out the womb pimping. You know what I mean? With no mistakes, no flaws, no nothing. As soon as they came out the womb, they rebuked the nurse, you know what I mean, for even touching them like that and not having a fee. Like, if you let them tell it. But you got a few P, and let me throw that name out there too. That's another reason why I had so much love for Charm, because Charm was one of them ones that kept it 100. He always kept it 100 with me, always. You know, it kind of reminded me of this conversation that we had one time, and I was like, man, you know, what's the name said that he went without pussy, you know, for some years now. And I know that, you know, we supposed to be serious about the game, man, but I don't know if I could be that serious about the game, man. Like, I mean, damn, man, going years without some pussy. And Charm was like, okay, watch this. How many hoes does he have? I was like, he currently holeless. He said, that's your answer. You know what I mean? So we see that does not work. That is not what we should be doing. We should not be going years, you know what I mean, without getting some pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It had been, I think, like, at that time, he was saying that it had been 8 years since he had some pussy.
Oh my God. Man. Just the fact of just thinking about going 8 years without some pussy. You know what I mean? That's a motherfucking nightmare, nigga. I don't want to think about that. And niggas tried to go ahead.
And none of those 8 years was spent in incarceration. All of those 8 years was spent in society.
Yeah, like the fuck? Wait a minute. 8 years? And then you try to create this whole yeah, but you got to tell it like he used to tell it, P, like, yeah, man, you know what I mean, 8 years, man. Yeah, bitch can't even do shit. Bitch can't touch this, you know, without a bitch bringing woo. Yeah, nigga, when I pimps, nigga, I pimp, ask anybody, ask woo, ask woo. Yeah, millions with the millions, nigga, millions. He used to talk like that. And I love this person who I'm talking about, but 8 years, man, I was like, nah, I can't. You know, plus, you know, a young pimp, I was like, nah, I can't never see myself getting that serious about the game. Going 8 years, I was like, I don't even want to be that serious about the game.
Yeah, see, Sean Nicole, she's saying, I'm 8 years celibate, I feel great. See, you a female, it's a little different.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, stop.
You gotta put things in perspective. Like,
let me see who said this shit, because she might be lying. Hold on, let me look in the comment section. Who said this shit? I'm 8 years celibate. I feel great. Well, if you get that pussy up, shit, you'll feel greater. No, man. Talking about you feel great. You open the motherfucking legs up and stop acting selfish and get that shit up, you'll feel greater. Shit. Talking about motherfucking
Yeah.
8 years. Man, if you don't knock that shit off. Okay, I'm on her channel too. And she's not a bad looking girl. What? Okay, I see she got, hold on. Let me
But
see
see,
this.
honestly, for a female, I wouldn't be surprised though. You know what I mean? But we talking about a man throughout this whole 8 years been living in Las Vegas, going outside every day. If you going outside every day in Las Vegas as a man, you gonna slip and fall into some pussy. Like you gonna accidentally bump into some pussy. You know what I mean? Like you blink a couple of times and you gonna end up in some pussy. Like, man, it's like Vegas is like the easiest place
To get some
to
pussy.
get some pussy on accident if you going outside every day, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Ain't no way,
you know
ain't
what I
no
mean?
way you live in Vegas and you not getting no pussy. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. You live in Vegas and you not fucking? Nah.
Man, and see, you know, as the pimping, you know, we get pussy thrown at us all the time. And, you know, pimp gonna deny it because, you know, at the time we got hoes that we pimping on and, you know, we satisfy those desires like that through them hoes. But if you ain't got no hoes and you not pimping and you just in Vegas, man, you gonna get some pussy on accident. Just going outside.
Right.
So that's why it looked so crazy coming from this guy that we talking about, because this is somebody who was outside on the Vegas Strip every day. And to go that long without some pussy, man. But yeah, another thing I wanted to mention about Avery, man, like another example of how serious he was about his pimping, man. And then, like you said, how he just kept it so real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember there was a point in time where Avery was leaking. You know what I mean? He didn't have no hoe, and you know, he was behind on bills and shit like that, and you know, he was fucked up. And he had a cousin in Dallas, you know what I mean, that was moving weight. And his cousin was telling him, man, he's like, you know, I could front you such and such, man, and you know, you can get the ball rolling and get back on your feet like that. And he was like, Freeze, man, you know, I thought about it for a second, and I almost did it, man. But then I thought about, hold on, man, I'm a pimp, man. If I go get this package for this man and sell this, he's sending me. The fuck I look like letting somebody send me, man, and I'm a pimp. He's like, I just couldn't do it, man. He's like, I'm gonna just have to be fucked up until I get me a bitch, man. Like
That nigga Avery was unpimpable. That nigga was unpimpable.
He just seen everything through pimp lenses, man. He just associated pimping and horn with everything.
Everything.
He's like, I can't let this nigga send me, man. I send the bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
Avery he was so serious about his pimping, man. Hey, if anybody ever get a line on Avery or know where Avery is now, get the word out to him, man, that Sinful and Freeze want to talk. I ain't talked to Avery in years.
yeah, man.
It would be a
Avery.
blessing to know what's going on with Avery today. You know what I mean? Yeah, get a line on him. You know, get a line on Avery. You know what I mean? Like, things have changed since that time, you know. Yeah. I would love to be around them now. But yeah, man, you spoke on Jap, and I just got to keep it 100, man. Like, yeah, Jap was one of them ones, man. Like, okay, watch this. Anybody that knows Sin know that I'm just not a groupie. And I know that some P's like, P, come on, man, don't be like, but I'm not a groupie. So even if I hear a lot of fame that come with your name, I'm not going to be one of the young P's like, I heard so much about you, man. And the way you knock woo woo woo, man. And the way you did this, man. I just thought that was kind of hoish. So, you know, I would never be, you know, coming up to P's like, hey, man, it's a pleasure. And nah, it had to be some way we was meeting through the bitch, or maybe we having a conversation. Something got to pop off, but I'm not going to just walk dead up to you And nah, I just wasn't that type of guy, right? But I'll never forget we was in Planet Hollywood, and I don't know if I'm saying his name right, people. But you remember Cappuccino?
Yeah, I remember you talking about light skin with the green eyes,
Yeah,
short with the
yeah,
braids.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember Cappuccino.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, damn, you know what I mean? They got more pimps than a little bit up in here tonight. He's like, man, you know what I mean? Jap here. I was like, Jap? He's like, man, you don't know Jap? I was like, no. He's like, man, want me to introduce you? I was like, no. You know what I mean? He's like, man, no, P, man, let me introduce you to Jap, man. You know what I mean? Jap, man, he that dude, he did this and he do this and he got this and he got that. I was like, man, that's cool, man, but man, I'm trying to have a hoe, man. All that shit is cool, man. But he like, man, you front, man. You know what I mean? Jap got this and Jap got that, man. He that guy. And so I seen Jap sitting down and everybody just sitting around him, you know what I mean, just talking. Excuse me, him just talking and them listening. You know what I mean? Almost like Santa Claus was in town or something. And so, you know what I mean? Cause I never drinked. So I go to the bar, man, and get me a cranberry and pineapple juice. And so a lot of times when people would even see that cranberry and pineapple, they'd think that it was a drink, but it was nothing but cranberry and pineapple juice, really. So when you see any type of picture and you see like, damn, is that a drink seeing? Man, that ain't nothing but cranberry and pineapple juice, right? So look, as I'm getting my drink, Jap telling a story, he was like, yeah, man, the bitch, was down for 11 months before, and I was like, I'm just listening, because I ain't never heard no shit like this. But he had a hoe that was hoeing, taking care of his business, for 11 months at this time. I think it went on over a little bit over a year. And of course at that time, man, you gotta remember, I'm young in the game. I ain't never heard no shit like this before in my life. I was amazed. Man, he sat up there and he like, yeah, man, been taking care of my business. The bitch had never seen me before. So of course, when I'm hearing this, I'm like, wait a minute. She never physically seen the man that she's been paying for 11 months, but it all come together because, Jap sometime would be over 20 deep. Y'all got to remember, Jap was the one that King Sean, when he was on the platform, he told you that he was riding around with Jap and he seen Jap break like, I think he said 19, break like 19 holes in front of him. So just imagine, you riding around in a van with somebody and he sit up there and break on 19 holes in front of you. You know what I mean? So now you can understand why, Jap kind of ran his program the way that he did. You know what I mean? It was at that time, man, to a lot of bitches, it was a privilege, to be fucking with Jap. You know what I mean? Because Jap was classy, and even then he was suited and booted, had the little chain on, you know what I mean? Man, flexing hard. And even then he had a nice little cute, pretty little team, with him then. He brought a little unless I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, he had a nice little Ford. Yeah, man, pretty little bitches. All of them looked like they was early 20s and shit. And Jap was old then. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, just to see him, and then tell that story like, yeah, man, when the bitch finally get on the phone with me, she's like, Mr. Jap, it's a pleasure, to even just hear your voice and, oh my God, I'm just so happy to be a part of the family and team. He said, see, this is when you pimp it. When a hoe happy, not only is she hoeing, but she's happy to be your hoe. Happy to get your money. See, some of you niggas don't know nothing about that. Answer this. He's like, is the bitch happy to get your money? Some of y'all got hoes getting your money, but are they happy getting your money? Is she happy to rush it back to you? And that particular bitch, man, she was really just happy to even be in the family. She was happy to be a part of this big ass team, you know what I mean, just paying Jap, you know what I mean, and she was handling his business, man, you know what I mean, for 11 months, you know what I mean, before I think that she even had the opportunity to have a phone conversation with the man. And I think it was a little bit over, like a few more months later, she finally got a chance to really like spend some time with him and physically be around him. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Just hearing that, like, goddamn. So you had a bitch on automatic all that goddamn time and you're not physically around her? Can't nobody say that, you know, some dick is involved. They can't use fornication as a way of, that's the way that you obtaining and maintaining this bride. This ain't nothing but straight game, you know, and I loved it. So yeah, I just got to give props when props is due, man. You know what I mean? Jap came through, he really came through, man, really classy. You know, he represented the game, man, with class, you know, with elegance. And I have to give him that. You know, now, of course, I'm going to keep it 100. You know, I put him more with the Mackin side. But at the same particular time, when it came to being classy, you know, being suited and booted, having women, you know what I mean, that looked the part, that was him. And then, you know, even now while I'm talking, you know, my mind go back to, you know what I mean, we sitting over there, Young P's chopping it up, and Jap coming out, you know what I mean, with that Hummer, you know, with that Rick Ross, I'm the biggest boss that you've seen this far, you know what I mean, just bumping, you know what I mean, out the Hummer, man, while he on the prowl, you know? And then it kind of reminded me also of this little bitch that Jap was sweating on. You know what I mean? That she didn't get out of pocket with Jap, but she got out of pocket with Freeze, though. You know, I don't know if he wanted to tell it, but yeah, you know what I mean? You know, my mind go back to all of these times, man, for sure.
Yeah, I remember that for sure. That's how you know that bitch was a money getting bitch, because I ain't never seen Jap sweat nobody like that, man. But he was literally chasing this bitch around Planet Hollywood, man. And she was staying in pocket on his ass. It was actually Jap and his partner, man. I can't remember his partner's name, but they was like ping-ponging, you know what I mean? They had the bitch in the double max squeeze, man, but she was staying in pocket on their motherfucking ass. But that's how you know that she had to be a money-getting ass bitch, because for Jap to be sweating her the way that he was, man, and I've never seen him sweat no bitch like that. You know what I mean? But nah, as far as how I got her out of pocket, you know, I think it was just timing, man. But, you know, we all been playing in Hollywood, man. There's a whole bunch of pimps in there, man. And this bitch is just the same bitch that I'm talking about. You know, tall. She had to be like 6 feet, you know, with the heels on. She's like 6'3", 6'4", some shit like that.
Amazon.
Tall. Yeah, and you know, everybody's shooting her shot at her, but on this day, she's giving everybody action. You know what I mean? She's letting everybody get in her ear. And she talking to all these different guys, right? And everybody's shooting their shot, getting a few minutes in with her. And there was this one guy, I ain't going to call his name because, you know, I ain't got no issues with him, man. But, you know, he sat there and talked. He got the most time out the bitch, you know what I mean? Mind you, nobody done broke this yet.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, he sat and talked with the bitch for about 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So when he get up, he come back to the pimp circle after he done talking to the bitch. He like, yeah, man, you know, I'm going to have that bitch, man, whoopty, whoopty, whoop. You know, and he's popping it real big, right?
Yeah.
He, you know, if you didn't know no better, you would think that he just was this pimping motherfucker, you know? So me, I was like I probably was the only one, if not one of the only ones, who didn't say nothing to this bitch, right? So, you know, Planet Hollywood, they got the escalator that goes down to the valet. So, you know, motherfuckers had followed the bitch to the valet and shit like that. And, you know, everybody was getting in their cars and shit. And she went to the taxi line. And by the time she made it to the taxi line, wasn't nobody at her no more. So that's when I went in and I walked up to her and I said, you must either be very green or very unhappy. And she said, why you say that? I said, because, and I said, you either very green or very unhappy, but I'm thinking you probably just unhappy. You know what I mean? And she said, why you say that? And I was like, because the way you just, let everybody talk to you, it's like you're looking for something. And then she invited me. She said,
right.
After all these motherfuckers, and I'm young in the game, and I ain't never been no jewelry, but these motherfuckers got big expensive jewelry on, minks and all type of shit. Motherfuckers was fly.
Yeah.
The dude that was getting at this bitch.
Yeah, she had her options.
I'm just suited. I'm suited and booted and clean and shit. But and then I didn't have no big expensive foreign at that time. You know what I mean? And these dudes was hopping in $100,000 cars and shit. Motherfuckers was doing their thing. And she didn't move with none of them. But when I said what I said to her, she invited me. She was like, you want to go to breakfast? I was like, yeah, let's go. So I jumped in the cab with her, and we headed to the pepper mill. And she
hold on. The pepper mill. The place where all the interviews used to go down there. The motherfucking pepper mill. Go ahead.
Yeah, the pepper mill was the spot, man. This is where, pimps and hoes used to go top of the morning all the time, man. But so we leaving Planet Hollywood in the cab, headed towards the pepper mill, and she telling me about the conversation that she had with dude, the one that she talked to for the longest. And she like, yeah, he was telling me that, I could have my own bank account. And see, this just goes to show you, man. See, a lot of dudes be making this same mistake. They be coming at these bitches with deals, thinking that that's gonna get the bitch. But listen to what happened. So she like, yeah, he was telling me that I could have my own bank account and we could split the money. He'll take half and he'll give me half and let me put the half in my half in my bank account. And she's like, I was listening to him, but in my mind, I was like, man, this ain't no pimping. She's like, I'm a hoe. I done really broke myself to some pimping before. Like, I ain't finna fuck with nobody that only want half the trap. Like,
yeah,
either I'm gonna break myself or I ain't gonna fuck with you at all.
Right.
So this is from a hoe's perspective. Just, for you dudes out there to be trying to make deals with bitches, man, this is coming out of a hoe's mouth that told me this shit, man. The bitch didn't want no deal. She wanted to get pimped on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But hold on. It just go to show you. Now listen to this. Everybody's popping different. You got the pimping at her. You got the macking getting at her. You got, you understand me, gangsters getting at her. I'm talking about everybody was, it was on full that day. She had her options of whatever. You had niggas bringing out the best deals. They was bringing out better deals than the Lakers. You know what I mean? And man, boy, I tell you,
yeah,
she went with the pimping.
And then little did they know, and what I ended up finding out, is that, that bitch had 1,700 on her that whole time. And then nobody moved the bitch and didn't try to go for the breaking or nothing, but hey,
PT's is a nice place to duck off when having a nice Listen, I know a spot right now. I want to name it, but I'm not going to name it because I know most of y'all ain't up on it. But this is a spot that when you get a broad, you know what I mean, you want to move that broad or something like that, you know what I mean, because Pepper Mill is known. That is a known spot. Plus, it ain't really cool to be, I wouldn't say it's cool to do that because Metro and Vice, they be coming through there too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because they know.
Yeah, they know that the Pepper Mill is a known, that's pimps and hoes used to come through them. Plus, man, just thinking about the Pepper Mill, man, goddamn,
and they got good food. The food is
food is cool. But it's that one little white bitch I'm thinking of, man. Well, it's couple of little white bitch, but it's that one little white bitch, man. She used to really, man, she always was just she knew what it was. She was just absolutely respectful, you know what I mean, of the pimping, man. With her pretty little ass.
About, at the Pepper Mill?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Crystal. And she still worked there.
Okay. God damn, Crystal's still there?
Yeah, she's still there. Like, cause last time I went there, you know, I was at the pepper mill. I want to say that was
Now you're gonna have motherfuckers going in the pepper mill. Hey, Sinful and Freeze was talking about you. But yeah, if you go up in there, man,
she
yeah,
got so much love and respect for us, though.
yeah,
She loves it
yeah,
when we come through that motherfucker for
yeah.
sure. But
Pretty little
no,
Crystal.
last time I went there, I think that was in like February or March, and she wasn't there, but they was letting me know that she still worked there. She just wasn't there that day at the time when I had came through there. But I asked for her, and they was like, "No, she still work here. She just ain't here today." You know, because that's what the girl told me too. They was like, you know, she an OG around here, so she pretty much do what she want. But you know, she come in when she want to, but she ain't here today. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like, man, listen, I done seen some of the coldest shit, you know what I mean, in that Vegas, man. I just wish I never would have lost, you know what I mean, a couple of phones that I used to have with so many videos and so many pictures, man. You talking about some memories. But listen, man, we done already talked over an hour. And now it's time to, as a matter of fact, before I even open up these phone lines, I want to ask you guys a question. Of course, you can ask me, you know, whatever question you want pertaining to the game. Let's chop up some game. To the pimping that's listening, to the hoeing that's listening, you know what I mean? Call in, man. You know what I mean? Let's chop it up. But I've asked this on Instagram, but I never asked this on YouTube. So I'm going to bless y'all with it, right? You know, Freeze then gave, you know what I mean, his answer. He might repeat himself again. But okay, let's say, and matter of fact, I'm gonna even sit up there, you understand me, and speak to my nigga Sapoba the Prince. Okay, so Prince, let's say you got a beautiful white blonde, gorgeous, but she never been in the streets before. She from Iowa, born and raised. All right? Born and raised, Iowa. Don't know nothing about the streets and never been involved with a black man. Never. Never been in no relationship, never had sex with a black man, never been involved with a black man. She really don't know the street culture, you know what I mean, like that. Matter of fact, the hardest gangster rap music that she done heard was Drake dissing Meek Mills. Like, she's really white. That's the hardest gangster song that she done heard was back to back. You know what I mean? When Drake was dissing Meek Mills, man. She's white. Okay? So let's say she sit up there and leave Iowa with her friends and they come down to Vegas. And let's say Prince I'm speaking to all the pimping right now. And let's say while she's in Vegas, she meets some old young, charismatic, and magnetic, you know, personality having pimp, you know, with that just, you know, heaven sent, immaculate mouthpiece, you know, this really he just on point. Personality like no other. Got her laughing at all the jokes, you know what I mean, and all of that. And she's just feeling him. She thinks he's handsome. She thinks he's funny. They exchange information, and they decide to have a conversation later on. And so now they're talking on the phone. She done went back to Iowa. You know, he's in Vegas, but, you know, every time they talk, man, you know what I mean? This is like 30 minutes to an hour. And this, you already know, this is when a woman really want to fuck with you. You know, she texting him. She calling him. He ain't got to chase her. She getting up in the morning saying good morning and how you feeling. And, you know what I mean? She's initiating the conversations with him, right? And so finally, after having so many conversations, after going on so many mental safaris with each other, finally the bride, you know what I mean, get introduced to the game. He finally, you know what I mean, tell her what it is, who he is, and what he's about. And she get mentally intrigued to the point where she leave Iowa. She decided to, you know what I mean, be with him. She's liking on this guy. Man, you know what I mean? Keep in mind, she ain't never been in anything prior to this. She decides to be in a lifestyle with him. She's in the game now. She's hoeing. She's they got a good rapport with each other. They liking on each other. They laughing every day. He laced the hoe. he laced this new turnout on how to stay in pocket, how to get his money. You know, he laced her on this and that and that and this. But the one thing that he did not lace her on is how to conduct herself if, you know what I mean, she was ever interrogated. He laced her about how to get his money. He laced her about how to stay in pocket. He laced her on what to do and how to do this. But the one thing that he did not lace her on is if them people ever ask her any questions, the only language to speak in is the language of silence. You know, he didn't really go into detail. He didn't lace her, you know what I mean, about this, right? So okay, let's say young Pimping was 6 deep prior to her joining the family. She joined the family, that makes 7, right? And so they all stand in this big ass house. And let's say one day them people come through, you know, to sit up there and interrogate and all of that shit, right? So let's say the little bride, they done separated the new turnout from the pimping, you know, like they do. And let's say that, you know what I mean, they asking her questions, you know, about the pimping. You know, how does he do this? How he do this? Where y'all, you know, how did y'all meet? Woo woo. And let's say within that conversation, she say some things that's incriminating about him. All right. Now, of course, you know, they didn't release Pimping. You know, man, he went to jail, but he didn't stay in jail for 24 hours. Nah, he went to jail, but he got, you know, released within like a 11, 12-hour period, right? So he back out, but he done found out that the bitch said something incriminating within the conversation, you know what I mean, with them people. Should he take that bride back? Should he accept that bride back? And so this is my question. After she done said something incriminating, you know what I mean, about the pimping to them people, they done manipulated her into saying something she had no business saying, you know what I mean? But she got manipulated. You know what I mean? They set up there, you know what I mean? It was running circles on her. All right. But my questions are, would young Pimpin' be wrong for accepting that bitch back? And then number 2, would the Pimpin' outside of the you know what I mean, the pimping that's the campaigning at the bride, they know that the bitch said something she ain't had no business saying, but they also know that young pimping didn't properly lace her on how to conduct herself, you know what I mean, when she's being interrogated. So with that being said, is the pimping wrong for even campaigning, endeavoring to have the hoe? So we got 2 questions. You know what I mean? 1, is young pimping wrong if he accept the bride back? Should he accept the bride back? Or number 2, is the pimping wrong for endeavoring to even have the bride after finding out she done said something incriminating to them people, but on the flip side, he never laced her concerning on what to do and what not to do in that particular circumstance. You know what I'm saying? So now we getting ready to find out. Prince, you more than welcome to call in before anybody else call in, and we can sit up there and chop it up on this topic right now. You more than welcome to call in, pimp. Yeah, you know the number. Oh, and let me say this. I thought that the LRP's dude was Mac Bone. That ain't Mac Bone. That's somebody else. Yeah, Prince, I just had to let you know that. I thought that was Mac Bone. That ain't Mac Bone. Let me see. Damn, you blocked him for that, Adam? Bring him back, man. God damn. He just said he was just giving his opinion, man. Adam killing motherfuckers. All right, hold on. Okay, so Pope the Prince on the line.
Say, am I coming through clear?
You kind of distorted.
Okay, let me take your phone out. You can hear me better now?
No, you still sound like you in electricity.
Okay, hold on. You stupid. Hold on.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of like man, to the phone.
Man, it sounds like you running like Barry Sanders and you still trying to talk.
Is that y'all sound the same way. You know, it's still clear. I mean, it's still fucked up.
Yeah, bro. Just hang up and call back.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up and call back. I'm gonna hang up and
Yeah,
call back. Okay,
hang
I'm
up
good.
and probably turn your power off on the phone and turn it back on.
Okay.
All right. That nigga Adam in here, murking motherfuckers. He not playing with y'all. Shout out to my nigga Adam, man.
He said, hold that bitch accountable.
You stupid. But
I
no.
was like, man, you ain't holding that bitch accountable? Out of here.
but is young pimping wrong if he accept the hoe back? We must remember that prior to her getting in the lifestyle, she has no knowledge of the streets. She has never been into criminality. She has never even been with a black man. This was her first taste of the streets. This was her first chance, her first time being with a black man and being in a lifestyle, in the streets. So with that being said, he didn't properly lace her on what to do and what not to do. So if he didn't lace her on what to do and what not to do, then, she's basically currently ignorant on what to do. So it's really not a surprise that she did what she did in that particular circumstance, on the flip side. But then on this side, them people did manipulate her into basically saying things she had no business saying. He didn't see the paperwork. He know, what to say. Is young pimpin' wrong for accepting this bitch back? Then, number two, is the pimpin' wrong for endeavoring to have the hoe? Or should pimpin' just be like, hey, the bitch said something she ain't had no business saying, she's a reprobate. She's a castaway to the game. I don't even want to campaign at it. Should all pimps have that mentality, towards the bitch or not? You know what I mean? So I want Prince to sit up there, man, and call in, but if the pimpin' want to call in right now and give their opinion or speak on something pertaining to this game, hey, man, 702-800-9473. That's my number, man, 702-800-9473. We waiting on Sepulveda the Prince, to call in, and hopefully this time, man, he won't be sounding like he's in thunder and electricity and shit when he call in. Okay, this him right now. Okay, hello?
Say, is it better?
You sound way better.
Yeah, that's way better.
Okay. All right, yeah. Well, I'm out here, I'm out here towards like the Mojave area and shit like that. So you know how I get when you go out here in the dirt.
Yeah, I know exactly where
you're at. Man, I'm out here. I got a little one of my little lady friends and sis out here, whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So they came out here to kick back and shit for the holiday weekend and shit like that. Me and one of the ladies. But check it out. For us, like answering the first question with young Fenton taking the bitch back, in my opinion, I think he would be wrong for taking her back, even though he didn't properly lace her right from the get-go. And the reason why I say I think he'd be wrong for taking her back, that would just have to be a lesson that he would just have to learn. And because my thing is, if he didn't lace her properly right, why should we think that he laced the other bitches properly right? Because if you properly lacing your bitches with your program, that's just something that you're gonna do. Of course, you get a new bitch, you're not gonna tell her everything, but it's just some things is just mandatory. And if you've been in this game long enough and been going strong enough, nigga, the enemy is the first thing that you got to really lace her about. You know what I'm saying? Outside of being out of pocket and watching out for niggas doing with the con shit. You know what I'm saying? So to answer the question, my opinion for us, like as young Pimper goes taking her back, just going off for what you said, P. I'm gonna say he wrong for taking her back. You know what I'm saying? And then,
okay. Well, let me say this.
You just have to evaluate on what he did wrong.
Okay. Well, let me say
That's
this.
what I say.
Let me say this. These are not my views, but to make this live more interesting, I'm going to act like I'm on the other side. Okay, so you on that side, I'm on this side, and we getting ready to go back and forth, in dialogue. Okay, watch this. I forgot to say that she was with him for 90 days prior to this incident taking place, as far as the people coming to interrogate. Okay, now you see how I forgot to mention that? Okay, that's just like sometime when the pimping, be lacing a new turnout on how to sit up there and do this and do that. It's always gonna be something that you left out.
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
The bitch could be down. And I remember one time a pimp told me, man, I had told the bitch to do this and I told the bitch to do that. And man, I was like, oh my God, I just sent this bitch out there to do this and do that. And I ain't get the bitch no condoms. He's like, I forgot to tell. He said, man, I forgot to mention the condoms, man. And woo, woo, woo. He was going crazy, right? So it's always gonna be something. And I know somebody might say, that's common sense. Hey man, you'll be surprised. That's another video. But I'm gonna say this to you. Just playing the other side, right? How could you say young pimping should not take, the whole back when, pimping didn't lace the bitch. The bitch can only produce what, you understand me, a motherfucker introduced to her. So if he didn't introduce game, in that area, in that capacity, then it's on the pimping's part. It's on his it's his fault, why the bitch, you gotta keep in mind now, this bitch, she wasn't properly laced, prior to, getting involved with him. Meaning that, she had nobody in her family. She ain't never, she, prior to this game, she was just a straight up white bitch that had a family with a "we call police" sign in the window. So why was it a surprise that this even took place, especially if the pimpin' didn't lace the bitch? Surely he should be merciful, to a bitch, that he didn't lace. In other words, if you didn't lace, you didn't pimp.
I disagree because it goes back to what I said in the beginning. If he didn't lace her right, then there's something wrong with his game. Okay, now we speak, because you say that the bitch just said something to them people that kind of like got him in trouble, but he didn't get in trouble. It's just the fact that he's on their radar now. You understand what I'm saying? So, hey man, look, I'm just gonna say it, man. I really learned this shit from you, P. Once a motherfucker show you that they're capable the first time, believe them. So even though, and I'm speaking on the behalf of the pimping, I was wrong for not lacing the bitch right. That was mispimping in my direction. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, and then prior to that, P, I had 90 days to instruct her. How could I call myself a part of this game and don't instruct the bitch with the most critical part that could be detrimental to this game and to us? So number one, the condoms. Number two, being out of pocket. Number three, the police, especially if we in Vegas. Because, it's a whole pretty different monster out there in Vegas opposed to being outside on the blade. So, like I said, as a pimping, on my opinion, I wouldn't take her back. You know what I'm saying? Even though I fucked up and I didn't lace her right, that's just a lesson that I would learn, and I know not to do that again. The next bitch that I get from in the middle of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, from pure Snowtown, I'm gonna lace her right. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, we speaking up on the white bitch, but we don't know if the other bitches that he had, if they lace right. So let's just assume that they are, because they just assume that they are, and they've been there with him for a minute. Once again, I went the wrong way and not lacing the bitch. And now that I see that the bitch got the tattletale syndrome in her, she's capable of getting us in trouble. I'm going to have to let it go and just chalk my losses up. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
Okay, watch this. Okay, watch this. Now, these are not my views, but I told you, I'm playing the other side. I got to keep saying that, you know what I mean? These are not my views, but I'm on the other side. We're going to do this for a good debate.
Okay.
Will you say, I'm going to ask you a question. Is every bitch capable of snitching?
Yes.
Okay. So, by your logic, if every bitch is capable of snitching, then how much more? I mean, and let me matter of fact, before I bring that statement, if every bitch was put in the right wrong circumstance, would they tell?
Yes. If it's the right / wrong circumstance, yes.
Okay. So with that being said, how much more, for a bitch that haven't been laced? This is your fault. You did not lace the
Right.
bitch. As a
And I
pimp, hold on,
accept
let me say this.
it.
As a pimp, this is your job to lace your woman. If your woman is producing ignorance, it's because she's with an ignorant man. So, why should this woman have a stain on her name? You know what I mean? And you don't want to deal with it when you the cause of it. That's like, okay, you didn't teach her, you didn't teach her how to swim. Then the bitch drowning, you don't want to help her out. See how you do? See how you do? You see the bitch drowning. You see the bitch drowning, and you don't even want to reach your hand, to help this bitch. And you see this bitch drowning. This is your woman. And you gonna let your woman, drizzle? Oh, man.
Okay, let me ask you this. When the bitch was talking to them people, and like, how serious was the shit that she said to them people that got him in trouble? Is it something where it should be a problem that he might have to worry about down the line? Do he have to worry about if he take her back and he lays her, look, baby, my bad. I know you was misguided, you was misdirected, etc., etc. But you know what? Though we're gonna let bygones be bygones, and we're gonna continue this mission. But how? But this is just me. This is my opinion. How will I know how deep the bitch that got in with them people? You know what I'm saying? Is the bitch gonna be going back giving the people information? Is she gonna be letting them?
Prince, you know how them people be talking.
It don't have to be too much. I won't have to worry about taking her back, even though I was wrong for not lacing her right. But I would say like, nah, I wouldn't take her back. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
but Prince, you know some of the common third grade manipulation tactics they be using when they be like, listen, we know that you like Prince. We know this. But we already know that he's a pimp. We already got evidence to support that. We need you to help him because we already got this. We got pictures of him, with different girls. By the way, everybody don't like you. Yeah, all your wifeys don't like you, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? You gotta help Prince. Because right now, if you don't help Prince, if you don't like give us certain things, it's gonna be looking bad for him. And you gotta keep in mind, this is a young white bitch that has never been in the streets, never been laced, don't know nothing about the streets, her first time being with a black man. You know what I mean? And so again, what are you doing in this situation? Again, these are not my views, people. I'm just on the other side. Come on.
Yeah, I was just saying, like I say, it's kind of like for me to answer really be kind of double-sided. Now, I'm gonna just for the sake of not putting myself in a certain position right here, right now, I'm gonna say that like, no, I wouldn't take her back just for the fact that I know that the bitch is capable. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying what you saying is wrong. For us, like if he was to take her back because he didn't lace her right and due to the background where she come from. But just to save face of anything happening in the future, me worried like, damn, is this bitch really telling on me? Especially if some funny shit start happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, ever since this bitch was talking to them people, this is happening, that's happening. You know what I'm saying? My bitch is getting sweated like this. You know what I'm saying? My bitch used to be in the Cosmo all the time. My bitches used to be in the wind all the time, and they never got sweated. Now all of a sudden you got your boy Pork Chop running up on them. You got Green Eyes running up on them. You got Mills running up on them. You got all these motherfuckers running up on them. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, just to save, like I said, to save face for the future situations like that, I wouldn't even take her back. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't just like dog the bitch and just say, all right, bitch, I can't fuck with you no more. I would have to lay her, you know what I'm saying? In the words of the Isley Brothers, have to lay her down easy. But as far as like it's taking her back and putting her back up under the and taking her, putting her back up into the ground, I couldn't. And the reason why I say that, I'm a black bitch. You know what I'm saying? And I was green to the game. It was like 2009, somewhere up in there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know what I know now. And I didn't really lace the bitch right. And we was out, and this when the 90s was jumping on Fig and shit like that. We was on 98. And bitch got bumped up and said some little crazy shit. Nigga, I'm down on Flower in 98 by the school chilling. And the UCs walked up on my car. Like, we already, and that shit happened to me on Sepulveda, sitting in John's parking lot. Motherfuckers just walked up on me like, yeah, we know who you is, because I'm trying to play, like, oh, yeah, man, I'm having car problems. They're like, nah, Prince, we know who you is. We know what you about. If we catch you out here in our city again, you're going to have problems. And all that shit started happening after the bitch got sweated and bumped up on 98. They took her to 77. A few hours later, the bitch was released. But ever since then, it just seemed like funny shit was happening. So I'm kind of like one on certain experiences. So that's why I say with me, I probably wouldn't take her back. But I wouldn't be wrong if one of my P partners was in the same situation. I mean, I wouldn't think.
Okay, but Prince, let's go back to what you said. By your logic, you said that you believe that all women will snitch. All women are capable of snitching. So if you believe that all women are capable of snitching, that's not a reason to stop fucking with her because she showed you that she capable. You already knew she was capable before that even transpired. So that ain't no reason to stop fucking with the bitch. You already knew that what the bitch was capable of before that transpired, according to your logic. You see what I'm saying? So hold on. Keep in mind, Prince, and keep in mind, you done had this bitch for 90 days. She don't know nobody else pimping but yours. She ain't never paid nobody but you. Within this time, you know what I mean? She been building with you. Y'all been fucking. You know what I'm saying? She's digging on you as a man. She like you mentally, physically, you know what I mean? Your personality, just everything about you. And now you about to throw the bitch away and possibly allow a gangbanger and a stranger or a simp, you know what I mean? Or a fake Mac, have a Mac attack on the bitch, all because you didn't pimp. You know what I'm saying? So with that, go ahead.
That's a loss I'm gonna have to take, man. Especially being in LA, she for sure will get snatched up by one of them gangbangers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What you say, it's like that old survival commercial, like, not assured about survival? I can't take that ride.
Hold on. Now we about to listen.
Are those Bugle Boy jeans? Why, yes. I can't, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna do it now.
Hold on. Let Freeze. Let's hear Freeze. Freeze. Why would you or why would you not? You know what I mean? Take her back.
See, I wouldn't take her back because, you know, like I mentioned before, right? You know, I had a similar situation where, you know, a white girl I had from Minnesota, you know, had never been in trouble before, you know, not too far removed from high school, never been in handcuffs, never had any type of encounters with them people, you know, less than 30 days in the game, fresh turnout, she catch a strong arm robbery case. And she sitting in the county for like 3 months. You know what I mean? And what happened was her and my partner's bitch, because my partner, he got a veteran thief. And, you know, I'm not as seasoned in the game then as I am now, so I did some green shit. And I let my bitch go out with her thinking that she gonna pick up some thievery game. Mm-hmm. And they get up on this one trick. And and mind you, this is on Harbor in Orange County, Harbor Boulevard. So they get up on this trick. They get something from the trick. They on foot. The trick following them on foot. You know what I mean? Like the trick, they trying to run and get away from him. He on the phone with the police like, they over here, whoop, right? The long story short, they go down, and by being involved with a trick, and this is a young white girl from Minnesota, they know that she got to be out here with a pimp. You know, she's 19 years old, ain't never been in trouble, and she ain't never even been to California, and now she's in California where she don't know nobody. And
On Harbor.
In trouble. Yeah, so yeah.
On Harbor.
Yeah, on Harbor. So you know them Orange County police was pressing her like, come on, we know you out here with a pimp. You can just imagine the conversations they was having with this bitch. But
Right.
we kept and honestly, because like I said, I had her less than 30 days. So I definitely didn't lace her about how to handle herself in that situation. You know what I mean? And she ain't never been in that situation or any of that. So but it was just something about her nature, right? And her intentions as well that made her keep it solid. You know what I mean? She never said nothing to them people about me at all. And, you know, she got out. She sat in the county for 3 months. You know, they ended up, I think they dropped it to like a little slap on the wrist, and she got like summary probation. You know what I mean? To where basically on some like don't get in trouble again type shit. You know, and it was all good after that. So that's a situation where, you know, this girl that I'm talking about, she kind of fit the similar same description of the girl in this scenario, but she kept it solid. She held it down. Now, one thing we do know is that that's a rare instance. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna always happen, especially with a young chick who ain't never been in trouble. White girl, green as a motherfucker. 9 times out of 10, she gonna go the other way. But you know, one thing I will say is you still gotta hold her accountable because, yeah, she may not have ever been in that situation, but at the same time, if y'all got a bond with each other, and especially I'm talking about somebody who got less than 30 days, but in this situation, we talking about she got 90 days in with the pimping. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, by that time, even if I haven't laced her about it, she done heard stories or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe not even that exact scenario, but she probably done heard stories about how the police try to manipulate a bitch. You know what I mean? Like she might be down and she got a HP or somebody like that, or even her wifeys. You know what I mean? Telling her different situations about how they got arrested and the police tried to ask them about a pimp and they told them, you know, they didn't have one or whatever the case may be. So that, and then not just that, but if this is an attractive female, right? Even though she ain't dealt with the manipulation of the police or even so much in the game period from tricks and other pimps and other hoes and so on and so forth, right? You know, she done dealt with manipulation to some degree even when she was a kid. You know what I mean? Boys trying to manipulate her into her pants. You know what I mean? You know, older grown men trying to get at her, you know, and manipulate her with things. You know what I mean? She done had people try to deceive her and manipulate her to on some level before.
Right.
So she knows what manipulation is like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though she might not have necessarily been in legal trouble before, you know, she probably got in trouble at school for, you know what I mean, doing something in the locker room or in the bathroom with a boy or something like that. You just never know. So, but she done dealt with something on some level before getting into the game. You know what I mean? So,
so what about?
It ain't like
so what about
like a devout Christian?
So what about the white woman that hasn't? Like the circumstance that I'm speaking on. What if she never went through anything like that at all, with no manipulation, no none of that?
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to believe that unless she just was like homeschooled, never went to a school campus in her life.
She never had no dealings with the police. That's really not hard to believe. I know some people like this. That's really not hard to believe. She never had any dealings with the police. She's never been interrogated
she ain't
before.
Never had no dealings with the police. But what I'm saying is, as a kid, you know what I mean, she done dealt with manipulation to some degree.
But not to this point.
Not
as far as being pressed, you know what I mean, in Vegas. Yeah. Let me make this very known too. Yeah, getting pressed by them, the top of the top, in that Vegas though.
I'm still not taking the bitch back. Fuck it.
Hold on. What'd you say, Prince?
I agree with Freeze, man.
Hold on, what'd you say,
I'm
Prince?
agree with Freeze. You my nigga, but I'm agree with Freeze, man. The bitch that even her mama that manipulated her, or somehow, some way, do this, get this good grades in school. I give you this for Christmas. You do the dishes the right way. I give you this allowance. Like she that has some type of form.
See,
of
that sound good,
somewhere in her
Prince.
lifestyle.
That sound good, but without calling out certain names, hey man, Metro didn't even manipulate certain niggas that even call themselves pimps.
Oh, for
You
sure
know?
they had. No, they had.
So don't get me started. Don't get me started now. This would be a very interesting live.
You got damn right.
So I understand what you're trying to, with the mama and and everything, but man, the Metro motherfuckers is on, man, they from a different planet. And to a motherfucker like Freeze or something, like to a real criminal, no. But to a little white girl that's 21, fresh out of Iowa, man, that girl don't stand a chance unless Pimping lace her, and I just said that he didn't. So
I'm not taking it back.
Okay, so you just about to throw all your investments away. You invested your time, you invested your mind, you didn't put pimping in this bitch, and you just gonna throw the bitch to the motherfucking wolves. Even though you didn't do your job, nigga. You didn't do no lacing. Hold on. You about to allow this. Hold on. You about to allow this.
You make me want to call a few bitches back like, hey, bitch, look, my bad.
Okay.
Little bitch, my bad. Little bitch, check it out, bitch. Look, I was Apple. I wasn't quite right just yet. Bitch, can you come back? Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me.
Okay, but let me say this to you. What about her getting in the hands of the wrong man? This beautiful white marketable blonde that's 21 years old with no children, getting in the hands of a stranger, a gangbanger, or a simp, or one of them goofy dumbass niggas that be on Dino. Like, you about to allow this beautiful white blonde with no kids, 21 years old, that didn't know no better. She was moving in complete ignorance. Now, I'm going to be real, even though I'm playing the other side, and these are not my views, but I know this game for real. Majority of you niggas is taking that bitch back. Now, niggas going to be in the comment section. Niggas going to say whatever when they call in. But beautiful white blonde, 21 years old with no kids, hello? They take it. Man, it's not even a question. She's coming back, pimp. She's coming back.
Man, like I say, man, it just depends on the nature of the conversations we have with the people. Nah, hell no, I'm not. I mean, even though just because I go down and they let me out within 24 hours or something like that, that doesn't mean I'm not on their radar. That doesn't mean that the bitch is not in some kind of, once again, because like you say, she comes from an area where she's police friendly. She's come from an area where she's been raised that the police is your friends. Mm-hmm. You always, she's basically a civilian. You dig what I'm saying? And by me mispimping and not giving and lacing her the danger and the serious consequences that come with talking to the people, by me just throwing that totally out the window and not telling her that once you do come across them, they had a conversation with her, man, 9 times out of 10, she gon' fall victim to what they got to say. So, like I say, even though they let me out, then who's to say that I'm not on their radar and she's not working with them? See, that's the type of shit I would have to worry about. That's gonna stress me out. And then let me throw this in there. And then you got the rest of the stable. Man, how you think they gonna look at it? Like, damn, daddy, that's what we doing? Like, you know, the bitches talking to the police and you taking them back.
I was waiting on you to bring that point because that's what I said the last time. Because all of the pimps was talking, but they did not bring that up. Everybody forget that I said that he was 6 deep prior to her coming. Right. So that means that he already had a family. So let me step out this debate for a minute and spit real game. If I got a family already, then even if the bitch moved in ignorance, intelligence, I wouldn't give a fuck. She gotta go. Because it can't be said that the sinful to P allowed a bitch to put me in jail. Let me paint the picture. Put me in jail, handcuffs on me, being put in the back of the car, fingerprints. Now, and especially if them people didn't even know where I stayed, I wasn't even on their radar into this situation, and now I'm in the back of the car with handcuffs on me. I done already, hey, all of that 90-day shit, and we had, man, I done already forgot about the bitch on my way. You know what I mean? To the police, to the motherfucking police station. I didn't forgot about that bitch. You know what I mean?
Now, you say that,
go ahead.
And we 6 deep, and if P he's 6 deep, therefore by him being 6 deep, it's a bitch that's been there, because before you get 6, you got to get 1. So, and I don't want to put no title on it, but let's just go ahead for the sake of conversation and the debate. Let's just say the bottom bitch. Come on, man. You think the bottom bitch ain't gonna have something to say?
I'm gonna take it a step further. Take it a step further. Let's say that the white bitch, the little turn on, turn out bitch that he's in the process of turning out, let's say that's his only bitch. Just the fact of you might evolve, into whatever you're gonna evolve into. I can't have my name coming out this bitch mouth saying, yeah, I did it on accident, or whether you did it on purpose, and I took you back. No.
I can't.
Under any circumstance, she will not be able to come back. And somebody might say, oh my God, that's heartless. I'm a very heartless person when it comes to putting me in jail. I don't give a fuck if I didn't lace or didn't lace, or man, she didn't know. Okay, well, I know. Yeah, she didn't know, but I know. I know that they put me in their car. I know that they said, watch your head. I know that they said, put your fingerprint right there. I know that they gave me my charges. I know that I seen the things that you said. So, yeah, I know. And another thing I know that you ain't coming back. I know that when you call, the number gonna be changed. I know that you're blocked on Instagram. I know. It's a whole bunch of shit. It's a whole bunch of shit that the bitch didn't know, but I know.
Empty out your pockets.
But
everything in his bag.
Right, but what I'm saying, of course, I use with the family, but taking the family away, even if that was his only bride, just as a man, once a woman puts you in jail, that's not your bitch. I want you, and I'm not talking to just young pimps. I'm talking to any man right now. Once that woman allow herself to either call, or she actually said something that could potentially put you in a correctional facility, causing you to lose your liberty in society, you have nothing else to say to that bitch. That is no longer your bitch. You do not know her.
Right.
Just like some people. Go ahead. Just like with that situation with the Australian bitch, I had older veteran P's trying to convince me to take the bitch back, because it was P's that was trying to have the bitch and she wasn't biting. She still had my name coming out of her mouth. But at the same particular time, even though she was a fresh turnout, yes, she was paying me. Yes, she was from Australia. That little funny face Australian bitch was getting my motherfucking money. But at the same particular time, when she did what she did, when she decided, and she wasn't the one that made the phone call, but as you can see by the video, she's outside and said, ooh, he touched my shoulder. Now, if you look and you get all up in, there was no bruises nowhere. She was never touched. You know why? Because I didn't even shake the bitch hand. It was an absolute lie. So not only, now of course she say, I tried to bail you out, but you was already, Freeze had already got me out.
Right.
My brother had already got me out, so I wasn't worried about a goddamn thing. Once I had made a call, it was a wrap for that. But like I'm taking you through the whole.
The bitch gave them a statement that she even had a conversation with them people it just puts her in a different atmosphere with me, man.
See, now from an older pimp's perspective, some of them older pimps was like, yeah, people, it was, you know, and it was your, and it was my fault. I allowed her to work with a broad that Freeze had at the time that she should have never been around. That is true. But the thing of it is, you know, whether you around her or whoever, if it had not been her, you eventually, by me sending you outside, you was gonna end up being around a faggot ass bitch any goddamn way. Why? Because you're going outside. You're being sent outside. So it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Hold on. It's inevitable that you.
That's when the free bitch had called.
You said what?
Is that the bitch when your bitch and free bitch was together and free bitch had got mad and called some people on you?
Yeah, she was the one that called the people to the house.
Right.
But it was still her that made. But it was still.
So the Australian bitch should even part of people.
No, but it didn't matter because she still made the statement outside saying that he touched my shoulder when the bitch. Now, first of all, I know common sense ain't common, but watch this. You a pale face, and you don't have a bruise. This man, wait a minute, excuse me. This man is over 300 pounds. And he put his hands on you and you don't have one bruise?
Right.
Like, make it make sense. He beat you. He put his hand on you. Where's the blood? Where's the bruise? Surely you got a bruise. Bitch didn't have a goddamn thing. But whatever she had on her body from the night before because the bitch was drunk.
Right.
From stumbling around and all of that shit. And like I told you.
I just got to point out that the bitch who called the police on the bitch wasn't my bitch at the time when she called the police. I had just fired the bitch maybe 3 or 4 days, maybe not even that, 2 or 3 days before. You know what I mean?
Oh, that makes it even worse. Oh, hell yeah. So you already know that was the thing, but the whole shit. Yeah.
But during the time that they had got cool and was around each other and going to go hoe and all that type of shit, she was in Free's custody at that time. But during the time when she made that call, you know, man, he had already gave the bitch her walking papers. So just imagine you have this angry punk that's already angry that she got fired. And I'm thankful that bro added that because I told her, you got an angry bitch that's already angry that she got fired. And now she's even more trying to put poison in this new, fresh, you know what I mean, turnout's ear. You know, but at the same particular time, you know what I mean, I'm just showing you that no matter under no circumstances. Now, of course, she come, you know, I had tried to bail you out. And she did drop the case. She did try to come back. She did try to, you know, apologize a few times, but it didn't matter. It was just the fact that handcuffs was already on my wrist. You didn't understand that prior to this situation, these people didn't know nothing about me. We're in Scottsdale.
Right. My point, exactly.
Just to give more context about that bitch, right? Just to let you know that, like, she was foul. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she was making mistakes. What lets you know that the bitch was foul is that against, you know, illegally, basically, the police illegally allowed that bitch back inside the house after they had snatched bro out of there. And, you know, because she didn't have no mail there. She wasn't on the lease or nothing like that. So she wasn't a legal resident of that place. And they let the bitch inside the house, and she grabbed some of her things, but she stole some of his things as well. You know what I mean? What bitch just accidentally, you know, saying something like she don't realize what she doing, she slipped up and said something by mistake, is taking shit from a pimp. You know what I mean?
Right. Out of that same anger and shit.
Right. So that just lets you know the bitch was foul, you know?
But see,
yeah, see, that's why.
Go ahead, Prince.
No, I was just saying, that goes, now, just to jump on the point that you had said, saying, that's what I was saying about far as like when you just said, these people didn't even know about me. I wasn't even on their radar.
Bro, they didn't know where I lived. I had never.
Be clear with you
I had never Prince. I had never been arrested in AZ.
Right.
And not just that. Now, hold on. Let me paint the picture. Hold on. Let me paint the picture. Hold on.
You was in Scottsdale.
Hold on.
Like, you wasn't around project buildings and apartments, low income. You wasn't around all that. So your
But see, another thing that Another thing that I want to sit up there and point out, you know what I mean, to you was just imagine being in that area and all of the white people, all your little neighbors, all the people across the street, they just think that you just this nice square ass dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every time we see him, you know what I mean, he's polite, he's courteous, you know what I mean? Man, plus, you know, only time some of them even would see me is when I'd be picking oranges from my orange tree. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And they be like, you know, neighbors, you know what I mean, had their little orange tree. We sitting over there having good conversations about oranges and things like that. So now it's like, wait a minute. You mean that guy that I was standing outside talking with for 20 minutes and we was talking about oranges? You know what I mean? He putting hands on bitches? He pimping? He in there mashing? You know what I mean? Like, bro, I had the whole Mr. Belvedere image going on with them people, bro. And that's why if you notice in the video, I'm like, man, quiet down, man. You too loud. Like, I was trying to, you know what I mean, keep the volume down, man, because I had a good rapport with them people. And he still at the door. Yeah, let me in. Ain't no such thing as commissary. This ain't prison, it's jail. I'm like, this is a stupid motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
and then the neighbors, right? And they look at the community, so you know the police is friendly with a lot of the neighbors. So you can only imagine, even though we know him as Officer so-and-so, the neighbors probably know him as Bill. So Bill talking to the Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, they're like, yeah, you know what, so the black guy 2 houses down, like, yeah, I seen you guys up over there. What happened with that, Bill? Oh, yeah, some black guy, he over there pimping, and he had some poor little white, he over there sex trafficking. Cause they don't even say pimping, they gonna say sex trafficking.
Yeah.
So all that stain, all that dirt, all that backlash gonna come with you, my nigga. Why? Because the punk bitch said something.
Yeah.
I can't.
Now, hold on. We gotta go back. We gotta go back to what you said though, because that was some good game. When you said I gotta be like the Isley brothers, I have to let her down easy. see. Let's take it back. Hold on. See, I done seen my brother. God was just merciful to Freeze. I done seen Freeze move in arrogance plenty of times. I done seen my brother move in arrogance. I done seen my brother fire bitches in arrogance. And that could have led to him losing his life for the rest of his life. In today's day and age, now of course, you know what I mean, to the young pimping, I could tell you some stuff that'll have you dying laughing and be like, damn, that's fly as hell. But is it the wisest thing to do, especially in this era? No. You got to let these bitches down easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just, bitch. You know what I mean? Nah, bitch, fuck you, bitch. You're fired. Get out, bounce. Like, in today's age, hell no.
Man.
Just like when I told, when all y'all was smiling and speaking in tongues, when I told you about Freeze throwing the Benz keys back at the bitch, hey man, you throw some Benz keys now back at the bitch, you know what I mean? They gonna be throwing 20 years at you now, depending on where you at.
Throwing his own keys at the bitch.
they gonna come out with their own video called "Throwing 20 Years at the Pimp." Shit. What you say, bro?
It'll be like, so Mr. Freeze, you mean to tell me that you threw your own keys on the ground? Yes, sir, I threw them. Those are my keys to my car in my name. register everything paid. So let me get this correct. You was your keys, right? Yes, sir. Okay, Judge, we recommend 10 years.
This nigga stupid.
Especially
what I was
in that
saying was,
Vegas, man. Y'all know how that Vegas is, man. You know, they with that fuck shit.
Yeah, see the difference about back then firing a bitch versus now. You know, back then if you fired a bitch, her get back was, okay, I'm finna go choose somebody else and I'm gonna pay him 10 times more than I paid you, and we gonna be shining like a motherfucker, and you gonna feel stupid that you fired me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not finna go mow my ass off for the next motherfucker who I choose. You know, that's what the whole mindset was back then. But now, the bitch mindset is, shit, I'm finna put you in jail.
Right. and look, okay, and Bell, right, okay, please, I'm glad you said that. Hey, Shan, let's go back to Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, when you said about the other P taking the bitch, knowingly that she then made a statement to the people. See, even with that, that's a problem too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because even the fact that I would look at my pimp, look, man, I got a P partner, man, who did some shit like that. Not only that, he took a bitch back that ended up putting him in jail, but he also had grabbed another bitch that he knew that had told on some people that he knew from out there in the Bay Area. And my thing to him is like, my nigga, why would you take that bitch knowing that she's capable of that shit? I don't give a fuck about how much money she make. And sometimes, and please, you're right, because sometimes I came across a few bitches where the nigga that fired her before that, she came across me and she want to show like, okay, fuck that other nigga, I'm finna really have that. And then I'll come across P later on, probably somewhere on Gage or maybe on somewhere, something like that, like, yeah, P, I had that bitch, ooh, how she doing her thing, okay, cool. But to take a bitch back knowingly that she done snitched, put a nigga in jail, and see, that's another thing that niggas, we got a problem with nowadays in the game too, because a lot of niggas want to put on everything else for us, like, oh, your partner mispimped, and oh, your partner was doing this, and yeah, the bitch told me this, yeah, and the bitch said this, man, fuck all that shit, my nigga. If the statement's black and white facts that the bitch put the nigga in jail, why is you fucking with her? You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas be like, what you say, Sid? But man, she's a snow.
Man.
She's a snow, though. She's a snow,
P, she told on your mama. I know, but she's a snow. You know, hey, listen to me. And listen to me good. This is the way that I would explain that. If somebody say, man, I heard about a situation, I wouldn't even allow the snitch word to come out of my mouth. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I wouldn't want it to get back possibly to her. Because like Prince said, she could have actually, she still could be cool with them people. She still could have them people numbers. She still could cause a situation. Now, of course, you know, when I'm speaking to Prince and people like Freeze behind closed doors, I might speak like that. But publicly, I'm not going to just say snitch, 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 because now I'm provoking this snitch. I'm provoking this individual, you know what I mean, to do something that she wasn't even thinking about doing, you know. So I'm going to play it wisely and just simply say that, yeah, you know, I didn't properly lace the bride right. And so when the situation was presented, she didn't know how to conduct herself in the situation due to the fact that I didn't bless her with the information, you know, at that time. I didn't lace the bride. I didn't pimp in that capacity. I laced her on how to do this. I laced her on how to do that. But I never gave her the speak in the vernacular of silence when being interrogated game. I didn't lace her with that. So the bride only really did what I thought that she would even do in that circumstance. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate that, you know, we can't be, but blessings to all her endeavors. You know, I mean, I hope that, you know, God still blesses her. I have no ill feelings, you know, towards her or whatever she wants to do. You know, that's a gentleman. Because, yeah, you know, that's a gentleman understanding that, first of all these women are capable, number one. And especially, you know, when they're not laced with game on how to conduct themselves in that circumstance when presented. So with that being said, just keeping that thing all the way 100, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have like again, when asked publicly about a situation similar to the one that I gave, that type of situation, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
snitch, and that's how a lot of these guys get into arguments in front of the game on Dino or
Right.
Perspective on different platforms because they get on there trying to use a P or a hoe or trying to use somebody, for some type of clout, to be looked upon as, yeah, man, he got to be a real P. He left the bitch alone, after such and such, such and such. Then you got certain niggas because they really don't want, it's like, okay, I can't have you, but I don't want nobody else to have you, so I'm gonna make sure I put this
Right.
jacket on you, so just in
Right.
case, what I mean, if somebody do want you, they can see this jacket on you and decide not to fuck with you. You do have guys like
Yep.
that. Then you got guys that put
Exactly.
jackets, you got guys putting jackets on women, and these women never done anything. It's just like, I'm not gonna say the dude's name, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. Nigga sat up there and
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
the snitch jacket on a little broad that he had for over 10 years. She took a little liking to me, wanted to be with me, but due to the fact that, you know what I mean, he had put the snitch jacket on the bitch, you know what I mean? I sat up there and sat, and Divine, you know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I didn't sit up there and try to have the bitch. Number one, because I know he was in his feelings. That was damn near
Right.
his wife, even though he gonna put the whole title there. Yeah, she was selling some pussy and doing some things, but that was really his boo. They was on some Alicia
Right.
Keys, Usher, type shit. I knew that type of shit when the bitch blew up one time and she came back to him. Next time he had made a video holding the bitch hand. I had to tell him, different P's had to tell him, hey man, take that down. But yeah, man, I'm just letting you know the type of game that these niggas play. They'll tell you that ho say is no say, but they only saying that to
Yeah.
manipulate you, into not fucking with the bitch. Like, yeah, man,
Right.
the bitch saying that she ain't a snitch, but yeah, the bitch told on me, P. Woo, oh man, she did. And so you believe in his word over the woman's word when the woman is more truthful than him. But he's using this pimp cliche to justify the abominable shit that he's doing right now, such as lying on a hoe, you know what I mean, and putting a jacket on a hoe that don't even belong. Bitch ain't told on nobody. He just don't want nobody else to have the bitch. And these niggas be so
Right.
square, nigga ain't even thinking about the bitch sitting over there paying the hell out of some pimping or nothing. He thinking about, damn, she gonna be sucking on sinful dick. Damn, Sin gonna be fucking the bitch. Damn, she gonna be giving
Right.
my pussy
Right.
up. Don't be fooled. These niggas will talk about money in a pimp circle, but when they by themselves, they really do be thinking about, damn, my bitch sitting over there sucking another man's balls. Damn, she gonna be swallowing him and calling him daddy. And he can't
Yo,
deal with it.
especially that part. That's the part. That's the part that's gonna hurt the most.
Oh man. Hold on. Damn, the pig get busy. Oh, okay. Okay, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see P had clear. I tried to buzz him back in, but he probably end up, getting a call. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Niggas can't handle that. You know what I mean? That
Right.
bitch, that
Right.
bitch, that bitch that he loved, he got his, she got his heart. You know what I mean? He done told her, I love you, and baby, after the game, we gonna get married, and we gonna have kids, and all of this shit. He done told this bitch all of this shit. And now she's sitting over there swallowing the nut out of the dick of another man and calling another man daddy. You know what I mean? She, and hold on, notice how I said daddy. You know what I mean? He can't take it, P. He ready to kill somebody, man. The bitch calling him daddy. She's and when she's and when she say daddy, go ahead.
Hey, every time that nigga hears sugar free, put your hands up. I got your money, daddy. Right on. Every time I know I got the sex shoes, daddy. Right on. I think it's time we get a service, daddy. Right on. That nigga get hot.
Man. She's saying daddy nasty as hell. And he can't take that. He's like, man, now she walking down on the blade. She doing that nasty ass hoe walk for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Getting in and out of cars for him. Instead of him thinking about that, he like, man, she cooking for him butt ass naked, making all of me. These niggas be thinking about all type of square shit like, damn, man, he nutting in my hoe and her throat, man. God damn.
Hey, you know what? You can tell the niggas that be heartbroken like that too, because they'll put all that dirt on the bitch name. They'll try to get the jacket tailor fit for her, and then somewhere down the line you see him back with the bitch, and you see him outside. It's like, people, man, I thought you were saying the bitch was a Vegas district, then all of a sudden it's this, it's that, like, oh, Pete, man, it's like, oh, nigga, you didn't want that bitch to have nobody else. Man, I know a bitch that I used to, when I first started fucking with her, she was kind of like fresh to the game, and then, we went our separate ways, and somewhere down the line, I came across her again, and I know this other nigga she was fucking with, and he tried the same thing where, like, man, that bitch is a snitch, man, that bitch told on the homie, that bitch tried to put me in jail, and by me just knowing the bitch P, I was just like, that don't even sound like her. The bitch blowing up, yeah, she might do that. The bitch, if you tell, because she had this thing, man, where she was raised by her grandmama, so, she had this thing where she was like, I want to go see my grandmother for a couple of days, and shit like that. And the first bitch, I'm like, nah, bitch, hell no. And she the type that nigga, she would just blow and go to her granny house and call you a day or two later. Shit like that, the bitch gonna do. But stealing, snitching, making statements, I don't know about that, P. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he thought I was just one of them niggas who didn't know the bitch. And I had to tell him, like, my nigga, I've been knowing the bitch longer than you didn't have the bitch. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, so I gotta definitely agree with that, my nigga. It's a lot of niggas out there, man. They'll put jackets on the bitch. They'll put all type of dirt on the bitch, man. Just because
you got me
they don't want nobody else to like that bitch, man.
You gonna have me. That's a whole nother video. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that for the hoes, man, because I know the hoes will love that one. Because there's so many hoes that been lied on, boy. I tell you. And I ain't gonna lie, they done did they lying and they shit too. But man, it just hurt when the so-called pimping, then did some hoe shit on a hoe or a pimp's name. Cold-blooded.
Right.
But yeah, let me sit up there, man, and close things out because shit, I got things to do, and not only that, I want to do another live tonight. But yeah, man.
The show's been a pleasure.
Always, man. You already know what it is, love one. Love.
Shout out to the pimping in the motherfucking chat line. My nigga Divine, my nigga Punchy. You know what I'm saying? I see some of my daddy-os up in the Watch Up daddy-os. So definitely shout out to all the ladies. You know we love the ladies.
Did you want to?
And little ladies think about great ladies. If you're a part of the game, you're not a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? This goes for both ways. If you're dealing with a nigga and this nigga always trying to talk about bad the next bitch and the bad what she did and what she didn't do and how she is always down talk, man, watch that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because what you think gonna happen if you decide to leave that nigga and go and level up and go fuck with something better? Baby, he gonna do the same thing to you. So if you fucking with a punk nigga, you know you're a weird ass nigga, you know you're a nigga that like to talk shit about the next bitch, let that go. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, what the scripture say, man? Let loose every weight that bestow you.
Man, lay aside every weight that so easily beset you. That's right.
Yeah. All the time, P. I love you, P. You know what I'm saying? Some more of it, and I'm gonna jump back in the chat line, man.
Did you want to give your IG account or anything?
Man, of course, man. Press_Sepulveda. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go to that. Y'all go check out y'all click on the first page. It's gonna be a picture of me. That's in for the peace song featuring me called In the Beginning. You know what I'm saying? Same thing on Facebook, Prince_Support. But I don't really be on Facebook too much like that. But yeah, we all up on Instagram. We in Dino, we in Perspective. I don't be on the video shit too much to let some of my partners up on there. But yeah, so ladies, I'm saying? Not if you a weird bitch though. You know what I'm saying? If you a weird bitch and you you weird, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Prince_Support on IG. Y'all come fuck with us, man. Y'all come check out the new song, man. Or y'all can even go to my YouTube channel. Just click on my name, whatever, Prince Sepulveda. You know what I'm saying? Go all the way down in the videos. Y'all gonna see the same picture. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, Simple the P featuring Sepulveda Prince, man. Y'all check it out, man. So should I tap in with you a little bit later, P?
Love. All right.
All right.
Blessings. But I appreciate you guys, man. And I think I'm gonna do that. Yup. I'm already thinking, man, I'm gonna go ahead and and I don't want nobody hear nobody crying too, because it's been a little while since I did that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna post this one on my Patreon. Yup. If you ain't on my Patreon, you ain't gonna get to hear it. You know what I mean? Again. So yeah, I gotta have something for my people, man. They be making sacrifices, to appreciate the game. I'm gonna put the link to my Patreon, in the comment section after I end this video. So I want everybody, man, to come to my Patreon. Definitely come to the Patreon. Come to the Patreon. Again, come to the Patreon. If you can't afford to be on the $50 tier, which really that's why all the Eternal Classics, is that they come to the $5 tier. Because yeah, we got some things that's phenomenal about this game. We got some things that's comical about life, but man, we got some things, man, pertaining to, religion and science and health. Man, everything is on that Patreon. So by all means, man, I want everybody to go there. But I'm gonna change that, man, to give me 7:30. Yeah, we'll be back around like 7:30. So 5 hours and let's see. Yeah, about a good 5 hours and 13 minutes from now, man, we'll be live again. And I'll give y'all what y'all, really want, because I know some of y'all wanted me to speak on certain subjects and things. But I love you guys. Blessings to everybody. Make sure, hey, before I go, put the link to Freeze Fitness channel. Yeah, put the link to Freeze Fitness channel, man. Yeah, get bro's numbers up on the fitness channel on his YouTube. How many subs does Freeze have on his fitness channel? Hurry up, give me the number. Because we should have at least got him 100 subs. All these people up in here. We should have at least got P up to 100 more subs. How many subs does that fitness channel have? Come on now, 657? Okay, the least y'all can do, man, give me 43 more. Come on, give me 43 more. If it says 657, everybody right now, go click on the subscribe and the bell button on that fitness channel. We're trying to get to 1,000, but let's at least get it to 700, since we damn near got 700 people in here. So, everybody can click on that subscribe and bell button. Let me see, get our brother to 1,000. That's right. He a little under 7. Okay, what's the number now? Let's see if we can make it touch 700 before I end this. This should be easy. Come on, everybody get over there. Click on the subscribe button. Okay, we're at 664. Come on, people. 36 more. Let's get 36 more subs. Come on. Let's make him touch 700. Everybody click on the subscribe button. Ladies, let's get there. Amen. Let's tighten up them glutes. Tighten up them thighs. We're 2 seconds away from summertime. See, we just getting ready to go into December. Man, listen, man. Before you know it, the 20th of June will be here in no time. Think it's a game. You already on the ass of December. You're going to be in June in no time. It's no time. You think you got time, but you don't. Come on. Let's get them subs up. Where we at now? Come on, man. Let's make Freeze channel touch 700. We at 669. Come on, man. Y'all playing with the game, man. Just out of love, out of love for me. You know what I mean? This should have been already up. Come on now. 29 more people. Come on, let's get 29 more subs. Everybody click on that subscribe and bell button over there. You know what I mean? Click on all notifications too. But come on. Let's get we at 20. We need 28 more people. Come on. Don't have me like, what's them people that be at the auction? 41, 41, 41, 40, 40, 40. Going there. We got one for sold for 800. We got sold for 6. Come on, man. Okay, 23 more people. Okay, we getting there. We getting there. Touch somebody and say progression. Okay. Amen. We almost less than 20 people away. Let's get them subs up. Let's touch 700. Everybody click on there. Oh, you know what I mean? Let's touch 700 subs and we can get out of here. I'm not going to end this video until we touch 700 subs. Where we at now? Blessings to King of Kings. You know what I mean? Blessings to him. All notifications. That's right. Shout out to Tattoo Money. Oh, we at 684? Okay, we there now. I'm feeling good now. I'm starting to feel loved. We only got 16 more to go. Come on now. Yes, sir. We there now. Now I'm smiling. Both of my dimples coming out. I know we getting ready to touch 700 subs in Freeze channel. Come on. Make me happy, man. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all of that. But I really appreciate, you know what I mean, when you guys show love to my brother, man. You know what I mean? You know I love that old ass nigga, man. You know what I mean? That's my brother. So, thank you, baby. You know what I mean? Fly to fit chick with Sandra, man. Appreciate that, baby. Done. That's right. 687. Okay, y'all moving a little bit too slow. You know what I mean? Let's move with the quickness, baby. 13 more people, man. 13 more. Come on. Let's get the like. Let's get everybody go over there and click on the subscribe button. Let's get them subs open. Let's get them. I said get them open. Let's get them subs up. Yeah, come on. Okay, we at 690. Okay, we there now. We there now. I could pimp to this. Matter of fact, while we doing that, while we waiting on this, after I finish playing this song, we should be at 700. But since we waiting on that, I'm just gonna play this then. Another thing, man. Like I said, I told you this message ain't supposed to print. Just got up in here. I told him, P.
Oh man, you know what we doing with that? Hey man, you know when you about this game, oh yeah, we never run out. It's some more of it, always. Hey, who is this featuring right here, man? Well, no, sub with a zone. Hey, like we always do about this time. Just season it with a little game, man. You know, nothing much. Just let it marinate to some more of it. You dig? Cool. You cool with that? Yeah. Come on. Some like get hot when they roll it down Sepulveda Boulevard. She used to be scared of the dick. Now she got game to break tricks. Having at it like a real bitch. 10 toes down concrete with it. In some high heels, bitch, and love the socket to the pimping bitch. That's the type of lady I like. Want folks in her life, gotta like satellite. Ventura to the 118. On Sepulveda, I set a bitch down. Nigga pick any corner. Hoes catching dates across the street from the firehouse. The miniature golf course pimping. Better hide out or slide out to the other side of victory. Cautious with the campaign activity. On feet, we act the fool in the valley. Better be heaven. I hope better be good. Spotting vice on blaze. Suppose it's a track that'll show test that. 1 minute getting money, next thing she arrested Jack. And that can be your major setback. No action with the bell for a speed to get back. Better get that game about yourself to maneuver through that. Instructions, in case you gotta use them for that. Keep your boat out of trouble and continue to track. If she gotta sit a few days, baby, cool with that. She know her focus got her back, hold her down, true facts. If the game lays right, she gon' make it through that. First everything, green scene, we all transition. Genesis 1:1 in the beginning. Oh,
we not doing that. We're not doing any of that. You know what I mean? In the beginning. Oh, but I got this one question in the beginning. See, okay, I want to know how you do in the beginning. I was wondering, should I go in the beginning? Now that I think about it, I want to ask you in the beginning. I'm going to answer any questions that is pertaining to the basics, but anything, you understand me, beyond the basics, no. In the beginning. In the beginning. Hell no. In the beginning. Shout out to Sepulveda the Prince, man, for blessing us with that. He put that all together. That was on him. How many subs we in now? We over 700? How many subs Freeze got on that new channel? Oh, 702? Oh, yeah, we good to go. Yeah, we good to go, man. We're good to go. Blessings to everybody. I appreciate you for coming out. I appreciate you, man, for fellowshipping with us, man.